one. Hit it.
Chris Ranji, Amy, Mark Scores. The Chris and Amy Show.
You know who it is.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
On 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Oh, good morning, friends. How we doing? We good? We're good.
Are we? I'm thrilled to death.
Why? Oh, I know why.
Let's go Blues.
314-436-7900. Visit with us today because we've got a big day. It's a Thursday. Oh, my God, it's Thursday, which means it's almost Friday, which means it's almost the weekend. Join the show.
To clarify, today is the Friday
of the
weekdays, which means tomorrow y'all can mail it in.
You always mail it in on Friday.
Yeah.
And, might as well do it on Monday, too. 314-436-7900. Odyssey app. Leave a voice message there. You can also listen to the show. I mean, it's what it's really for. Listen to the show. Listen to the podcast. And if you want to look at us, you can. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Find KMOX News on Facebook. And on Twitter, you can find us at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
More Senate voting happening today. The government shutdown is in its 9th day. We will talk to Major Garrett because it's Thursday. Major joins us at 10:30.
Well, if you're online at all, you've probably seen a lot of memes about us living in a dystopia or maybe 1984 quoted. Really cool guest. We've got Sam Weller, the only authorized biographer of Ray Bradbury. He will share some insights about his Ray Bradbury's book, Fahrenheit 451, and what lessons we can learn from it today.
That'll be at 11 o'clock. Blues will open the season tonight. They've got the Minnesota Wild at home. And that's where we start. It's Amy's favorite day of the year.
So I happened to swing by 2 coffee shops this morning.
2 of them?
Yep, before I went to work. And I saw 4 Blues jerseys / Blues sweaters. People walking around wearing their jerseys to work, wearing their sweaters to work. I'm wearing my Blues gear to work. Ranj has a St. Louis Cardinals baseball hat on, which I appreciate. Inappropriate today, but I appreciate it.
It's never inappropriate to wear a Cardinals hat.
Okay, you're right.
Like literally never.
It's never inappropriate. Would you say that it would be more appropriate to wear a Blues hat today?
Maybe. I mean, you can make that argument.
Excited about the Chaim Bloom era. At any rate.
Oh, my God. Whew, let's go. Let's go, Chaim. It's time to fly, as Amy says.
I know. # Chaim to fly. And the Blues, their game tonight against the Minnesota Wild, they're going to be good this year. Get your tickets. They're a fun, fast team. But yeah, I don't know. Hey, 314-436-7900. Are you wearing Blues gear to work? James O'Sullivan, who sits behind the glass, has his Blues hat on. Stuart McMillan in the newsroom does not.
What's he doing?
He's got a Stan Musial hat on.
And there's nothing wrong with the Stan Musial hat. You can always have that on.
I understand that for KMOX.
It's a legend.
For KMOX,
right.
The voice of the Cardinals. We're like peanut butter and jelly. We are with the Cardinals. So you have to always kind of represent.
Right.
Yeah, that's my point. I guess a few of you have to wear the Cardinals.
So back to me.
Yeah.
I have done nothing wrong by wearing my Cardinals hat today.
You've not done anything
I get a lot
wrong.
of compliments on this one.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Matthew has no excuse. He's wearing neither the Cardinals nor the Blues.
And technically, it is still the baseball season, just not for us.
That's true.
Yeah.
But anyway, what are you doing to celebrate? A couple people were telling me they're having not a Super Bowl party, not like a Super Bowl party, but having friends over celebrating, the first game of the season. Of course, at Union Station, there's going to be a whole shebang.
Oh, I love a shebang.
Yep. There's going to be with Blues players, Blues alumni. They're all going to be at Union Station. And then apparently when it ends at 5:30, because I think it starts at 3, when it ends at 5:30, everybody who's at Union Station is going to walk together like a pilgrimage.
All
to
at once.
Enterprise. At once to Enterprise. So, but that's at 5:30, an hour and a half before the game, because you want to allow plenty of time with the opening ceremonies, I guess you could call it. You want to get there early.
Amy, as you talk about Union Station, it makes me think about years past. Now, I love that we have the aquarium. It's very cool. I know a lot of people have come in from out of town and have gone to it and really enjoyed it, had a nice time at it. And I'm, again, glad we have it. There was something that was kind of, I don't want to say magical, but there was something a lot of fun about the Union Station, the way it used to be when it was a kind of a mall. and there was a food court.
A random mall.
And there were a random, very random
not
mall.
like a Gap kind of mall.
Yeah, there you couldn't buy. I mean, I guess you could buy clothes. It's like somebody brought their goods in from off the street and put them in a little thing, and then you sold them. But the gathering spot it was before big events at Enterprise Center, or I guess Kiel Center, Savvis, whatever, Scott Trade. Just I miss those days.
So,
I miss the days of the just well, obviously we're going to Union Station before the event at the arena. That's what we have to do. I loved that.
It wasn't a carnival. Like you said, it does feel like a mall that told all the random kiosks you've ever seen, hey, we're going to give you a storefront.
And the Fudge Factory.
The Fudgery.
The Fudgery.
Was it the Fudge Factory or the Fudgery? I think it was the Fudgery.
Fudgery is probably right.
I feel like no one remembers this store, Beatles for Sale. It was like Beatles, the
no
number
idea
4,
what you're talking about.
and Sale. And I was like 11. It was my big Beatles era. I had a lot of eras. I had the bucket hat era where I wore a bucket hat for a while. But then I had the Beatles era, and I still love the Beatles, but 10, 11, 12, there was a store called Beatles for Sale, and it was t-shirts and hats and tchotchkes, all Beatles paraphernalia.
Like the Beatles, the band.
Yes, not the bugs.
I don't remember that at all. But it was always like eclectic stores, just
and I think
nothing really
right
fit with one another.
No one said this. Oh, I got to go to Union Station to make a return.
Right.
No one would ever say that. You're never in that position.
Right.
And so, like you said, love the aquarium. But there wasn't there a Casa Gardo there?
There absolutely was.
And there was a Hooters.
There was a Hooters. There was a Hula Hands.
Yes.
There was a Casa. There was the fish place. Is it still there? Landry's?
Oh, yeah. I don't think
Seafood.
so.
It's still there. Landry's is still there. I've never been into Landry's.
Is it really still there?
It was there like a year ago.
How, though?
Well,
who's going to Landry's? I mean, I love Landry's. Like God bless them. But I mean, I didn't know there was.
But just, I mean, that whole, when they renovated the whole place and turned it into that shopping center.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so great for a long time.
But at any rate, it is the Blues season opener. Very excited. Jordan Bennington. So I sat down with Jordan Bennington because Coach Jim Montgomery had said, Benner looks sharper than ever. I've never seen him look this sharp. And it's noticeable. It wasn't just coach talk. I mean, it's preseason game and he looked like he was in playoff form. It was bizarre. I'm like, he has another level, another gear. How did he get there? So I was asking him, did you do anything different? And man, the maturity, the experience of Jordan Bennington from when he won the cup, as calm and collected as he was in 2019, he is next level confident, just quietly getting the job done. He said, honestly, like having a kid has kind of simplified his life, and it has allowed him to, when he's home, he's focused on, his son. He's focused on being a husband and a father. He said he has his different hobbies that he's engaged in. Like he's been golfing a lot. He's been boxing. He's been reading. And then when he is on the ice, he is laser focused. He doesn't have that mental fatigue where, if you kind of give a half effort 100% of the time, you kind of just wear out. Like you can't keep that sharpness. It's like he's able to simplify and focus on recovery, training, whether he's golfing, hanging out with his kid, and then going to the rink. And he said it has enabled him to just have this laser sharp focus, which is really interesting. Also, he said he wants to be a good example for his son. Like he wants to show his son what it means to work hard at something, what it means to focus, to do your best. So it was interesting talking to him this year and seeing how he's just been able to, he really focused on simplify the whole process.
Jordan Bennington will enter his 9th season here with the Blues. Now he did play that. He played that one game in 2015, the 2015-16 season. So, I mean,
you don't really count it.
You don't really count it, but I did for the purposes here. Just the fact that he has been around almost a decade. What's interesting is that he's 32. Mm-hmm. I can't decide if I'm surprised that he's only 32 or that he's already 32. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's just he's been around for so long, but it's like, oh my gosh.
I think it's already. And the reason why I say that is because for all practical purposes, he arrived in 2019, halfway through the season, right? And at the time, he was a 5th string goalie for the Blues. Like literally, I can't even name the goalies who were in between him and Jake Allen because they didn't have room for him on our AHL team. He was on another team with the Bruins organization. Literally, the Blues said, hey, we need to get this guy ice time. And he was able to work his way up. And he arrived on the scene really out of nowhere. It wasn't like a Joel Hofer where he had been backup for a while. And so because hockey players generally start so young, I can't believe he's already 32 because there are like a Robert Thomas is only 25. And Robert Thomas was a rookie. I think he's 25, 26.
He is 26.
Yeah.
And he just turned 26
He was a
this
rookie
year.
when they won the Cup. So in my mind, when I place Jordan Binnington's arrival with a Kyrou, with a Thomas, he should be in his mid to late 20s.
Yeah, that does make sense. I mean, the fact that Thomas is only 26 is astounding because it feels like, to me, he's been around forever.
Yes. And what about this? Connor McDavid. He's been around forever, right?
He's 29 or something?
He's 28.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, it's weird that Jordan Binnington is 32 because hockey players do start so young. I also want to note this because I had a hilarious conversation with my brother. And you'll appreciate this if you like all sports. So on Tuesday, when the NHL season started and the Pittsburgh Penguins kicked off their season, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, and Sidney Crosby became the first trio of teammates to start their 20th season together in all of North American sports. It's never happened in any North American sport that 3 teammates have kicked off their 20th season together. They are playing with a kid who is 18 years old. They were already line mates, and this kid wasn't even conceived yet.
Wild.
And he's on their team. And I told my brother that, my baby brother, who's, I don't know, I think he's 32, but he's my baby brother. And he goes, oh my gosh. He goes, I remember being a little kid, and he started watching hockey when he was really little because of his best friend, Drew, who was a huge, Sidney Crosby fan. And they started watching that trio together when they were little. That's 20 years for 3
nuts.
teammates, Ron.
Wild. Speaking of the Wild, Blues play them tonight. That's how they open up the season, and it happens at Enterprise Center. We've got, your text message is available. You can send one in if you like. And Harambe has texted in. We better acknowledge him. He says he's wearing his Cubs hat today.
No, he's not. Is he
I feel
joking?
like he's trolling us.
Can you block that number?
Let's block Harambe. That's it for Harambe.
Yeah.
Somebody called Union Station a flea market with a Hooters.
Actually pretty good.
It's actually kind of right.
It
used to be a flea market with a Hooters in it.
Almost like a bazaar, though, because it wasn't like that it was all cheap stuff.
No, it was
just
cool.
Random stuff.
Oh, I love that place. They had a restaurant in the food court called Stuff and Turkey.
Stuff and Turkey.
I do remember that.
They also had a store that had a lot of lava lamps in it.
Yes, they did. I remember that one.
Yes, remember that one?
It's the start of the Blues season. Tell us how you're feeling. 314-436-7900. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Never predictable, always entertaining. Dave Glover, now celebrating 25 years.
This is Debbie Monterey. Happy anniversary. Unbelievable 25 years of the most unlikely radio career. But I think what people should know is that you are a fantastic coworker and a terrific human being. It is truly a pleasure having you part of the KMOX team.
The Dave Glover Show, weekdays at 1 p.m. on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Sponsored by Law Office of Susan L. Ward.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath.
Eileen talks about her experience with 3-day kitchen and bath.
A lot of gross kitchen in the beginning, crack formica, bad floor, ripped linoleum, and I decided, to heck with this, I want it done. And I found an ad from 3-day kitchen and bath. I called him. Dave brought all of his stuff. We talked about what I wanted. I chose the materials. It was very easy. He came in, he did what he said. They did it in the time frame that they said, at the cost that they said. His crew was delightful. We came home, everything had been cleaned up. I would say people are silly not to do 3-day kitchen and bath. I just love it. It's just like I moved into a new home.
It's about time.
3 days or less
at 3-day kitchen and bath.
Every week on the Moth Podcast, we share stories that are funny, strange, heartbreaking, and above all, true.
I myself have been married for 56 years. Unfortunately, to 4 different women.
It turns out the people I was looking for all my life is what you people would call nerds.
Follow and listen to The Moth on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
House stealing. It's a nightmare that's real. It's the FBI's term for thieves stealing your home's title and draining your equity. Just one fake document filed with a recorder, and scammers can own your home on paper, drain your equity, and do it all without you even knowing. Imagine waking up to a foreclosure or eviction notice. Listen to former title thief Matt Cox.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen. I can take the deed to your house and I can transfer that deed into my name. It's a great crime, and it's happening all the time.
So how can you stop the nightmare and protect yourself? Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO and get a 30-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Don't wait. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now, promo code RADIO.
Have you been notified that your subsidy for Obamacare health insurance is going away? Well, you can leave now while you're still healthy and qualify for much better individual plans. Greg Hammonds at GregHammonds.com has been helping people get affordable health insurance with great coverage for over 35 years. Greg offers private health insurance plans that are not on the ACA marketplace. You can pick your doctors. For most claims, you won't even pay a deductible, and they're 30 to 60% lower cost than Obamacare. One more thing, there's no tax penalty at the end of the year. Greg even has plans that are guaranteed acceptance. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call Greg at 314-794-7784. That's 314-794-7784. Or go to GregHammonds.com. That's GregHammonds.com. He can custom design a plan by you, not the government.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Celebrate the spooky season with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129. Take 15% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Book online at ZeroResSTL.com and take advantage of the huge savings.
The Dave Glover Show, weekdays at 1 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores with you on a Thursday. And yesterday, we were talking about just either incapable drivers, negligent drivers, impaired drivers, but that horrific wrong way crash on 170 near I-70. Also, the tragic crash in Ladue, where a car drove into the Barnes & Noble at Ladue Crossing, killed 1 person, injured 2 more. I got off the air yesterday, and I see this story, like right around, 3 p.m., that a driver crashed into a South City business. This car drove through the window/brick wall of this old building in South City, and it happened at Smart Maintenance on Gravois Avenue near Ellenwood Avenue. So just in South City, police said the driver was, quote, being inattentive. when it smashed
Being
into the building.
inattentive.
Do you
So
think
that
that's
means
texting?
I don't know what else it could be. Watching TV.
I do know this. Never reach for something like a water bottle that has fallen off your seat. When you reach behind you
Wait till
or
you
reach
stop.
next to you, you're going to turn that steering wheel. But I thought, oh my gosh, what is going on? I feel like it's an epidemic of cars crashing into buildings.
Well, it's here's what I will tell you, and I am shocked to find out there's an organization called Storefront Safety Council. And this is an organization that follows this exact sort of thing. They say that there are 100 incidents per year in the country. 16,000 people are injured annually as a result of people crashing into storefronts, and 2,600 people per year die.
100 incidents annually.
Yes.
Honestly, either that number is low or St. Louis is the site of 20% of those.
Well,
because we just saw like 3 in the past week.
And what do you think the most common cause of these incidents are?
Okay, of driving into a building.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know how to say it, but a panic where you think you're pressing on the brake, but you hit the gas.
So that I would assume is called a pedal error.
Okay, yeah.
That is 20%. So it's
Okay.
the second leading reason for it. And
Pedal
just outpacing it is operator error. So I suppose
What is-
that's putting it in reverse when you think you're in
Yeah.
drive or something like that. DUI is 15%.
Interesting.
So only 15%. A medical emergency. 9% of these storefront crashes are because of some sort of medical emergency.
So I saw one happen. I was at the Starbucks in Wildwood. This was years ago. And there's a drive-through. And the way the drive-through is angled, it is angled south. And directly south of the drive-through is a little cross street that separates the Starbucks from the Walgreens. And then across the cross street, there's a Walgreens parking lot and then the Walgreens itself. And a woman, again, I think it was a pedal error, accelerated, like floored it out of the Starbucks drive-through, across the cross street, not even joking, over some boxwood bushes, drove straight through the bushes and plowed into 2 SUVs parked in the Walgreens
What in the
parking lot.
hell?
People ran over out of the Starbucks. I was like, oh my gosh, like she accelerated. And I was the one that called 911. Like I was the first one there. And then other people came out, made sure she was okay. And she was like, I thought I was hitting the brake. So she kept like stomping on it, but it was the gas. She looked like to be in her 30s.
Now.
And was genuinely did not seem impaired. I don't know. And I have heard some issues with the mats. Sometimes the mat can fold over the gas pedal.
Yeah. The floor mat.
The floor mat.
Sometimes it could be crumpled up.
So
and
I don't know if it was that.
You need to keep that thing flat.
Yeah.
So
she was not
gotta be careful.
impaired. She was not impaired.
So 39% of all these accidents, the storefront crashes, they occur because with the drivers who are 60 or over. 39%.
39%.
Between the ages of 30 and 60, it's 32%. So it's still it's still pretty high for people who are not, we're not talking about old people who can't see and are deteriorating. These are people in their midlife.
Yeah.
So it still is pretty evenly distributed. So it was really
wild.
Yeah, man. Anyway,
It's scary.
just be careful what you're doing out there.
Wow.
Retail stores get the most of it. They get the brunt of it, and followed by
believe it.
restaurants and then commercial buildings. So stop crashing into storefronts and start downloading FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book, and it is coming to Missouri December 1st. We're getting closer and closer to sports betting being live in the state, and it's a great time. Hockey starting today, pro and college football and basketball, and there are tons of ways to get in on the action with FanDuel. So, for instance, you can bet each individual game, just the money line or the spread, whatever you're looking for. They got the prop bets too. If you're looking to bet on the MVP for that season, you can do that as well, or who you think is going to win the championship. And if you're live betting, which is an awesome feature available on FanDuel, you can pick the player you think will score the next touchdown and the touchdown after that, and so on and so forth. It's really fun to live bet with FanDuel. So download the app now and get familiar with it, because again in December. It will be available in Missouri. FanDuel.com/Missouri to download the app. See for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauley household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home, 2 gig upload, 2 gig download mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com.
This is Debbie Monterey, and I really want you to know about the trusted services that EverTrue Anywhere Care provides to older adults who want to age successfully at home. Formerly Lutheran Senior Services, their team of experts specializes in orthopedic care. They also have licensed nurses for in-home support and trained caregivers to help with household tasks like meal prep and medication reminders. Call 314-597-6498 to learn more or visit evertrueanywherecare.org. evertrueanywherecare.org.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Currently, it is a beautiful 58 degrees, pleasant with plenty of sun today, a high of 75. Tonight, Blues season opener, clear and cool, a low of 47.
Brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Instant Oil Change, we perform an 18-point maintenance check with every oil change to help make sure you're good to go.
And?
You're good to go. We'd let you know if we found something in our check. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Thorough and honest, come with no charge.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Cardinal Cowboy here. After a coma, a miracle, and the fight of my life, I made it back to the games wearing my signature cowboy hat and jersey. Then came the baseball pants, the replica trophy, and the smiles and joy from the young fans. That's when the Cardinal Cowboy was born. Renner Garage Door knows how to bring joy too. With top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster, and family service you can trust, get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER.
Hey guys, Dave and Rach here for our good friends at Smart Mouth. So it is unique by the very definition of the word. It's the only mouth rinse out there with 2 chemicals that combine to prevent bad breath for 24 hours a day with just 2 rinses a day.
Never have bad breath again. You can find Smart Mouth locally at Schnucks and Deerbergs or at Walgreens, Walmart, and Amazon. Visit smartmouth.com to snag a special discount on your next Smart Mouth purchase. That's smartmouth.com/Glover.
This is the Let's Revitalize Our Neighborhoods commitment. This is the Roll Up Our Sleeves and Pitch In commitment. This is Busey, where our commitment to strengthen our communities is a top priority. Through energetic, engaged volunteers, through monetary support, community leadership, and advocacy. Because Busey is more than a bank that does well, we're a bank that does good. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth, since 1868. Member FDIC.
The countdown to kickoff starts here. Friday's focus on Mizzou, the Chiefs, and the NFL, only on KMOX.
Red Kingdom is back at FanDuel Sports Network Live in Ballpark Village. See every game on the largest screen in town. Don't forget about the $25 buckets, $5 cocktails, and the best tailgate food around. Grab your friends along with KMOX and huddle up for the games at the best watch party in town. If you can't make it, but don't want to miss it down, listen to the Chiefs on KMOX or KMOX on the Odyssey app. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Halloween is coming up October 31st. We are, it's October 9th already. It is really close. We are in the midst right now. It's 80 degrees out all the time, but it is still fall. Well, right now it's in the 70s, or it's going to be in the 70s today. But we are getting close, very, very close to Halloween. And joining us now is the general manager of the Darkness Haunted House in Soulard. It's back. It is better than ever. Michael Killian is with us again on KMOX. Michael, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me back.
You guys ready?
Oh, we're rocking and rolling.
How's it going right now?
Yeah.
It's going really good. The temperature is an affecting element, but as soon as the temperature drops, I think we'll really get going.
Affecting like people showing up, you mean? Or
Well,
in
it's
what way?
very hot, even in the evening. So customers are hot, actors are hot.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like haunt season yet.
Yeah.
We need the temperatures to come down.
I get it. I get it. Well, I'm impressed that you guys are up and rolling and things are going so well because you are so new to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not new. He's been doing it for 33 years
Yes.
in Soulard.
Between Soulard and the Lemp.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a long time. The Darkness, Creepy World, and Lemp Brewery. You can get tickets at scarefest.fearticket.com. Scarefest.fearticket.com. So I know you're always trying to change it up a little bit. Some of the staples are always going to be there, but what is different about Darkness right now?
So this year we have an entirely new haunt. We removed our clown haunt and put in a slaughterhouse. It's a lot of chainsaws and pig farm, and then our biggest, I think our biggest new attraction is our secret bar. So you can buy a pass to the secret bar and halfway through the haunted house, stop and have a couple drinks.
Oh,
in our Poltergeist pub. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's already going over very well.
That is a great addition.
Yeah, it's great.
So how long can you hang out at this bar?
We give, depending on when you buy your ticket, you can be in there until closing. Opening night, we had 2 gentlemen they were the first people in the haunt and the last people out.
Really?
They stayed in the bar all night long.
Well, how big is this bar?
It's a few hundred square feet. It's not real big. It's probably 20 people at a time in the bar.
So what are the hours of the Darkness/bar?
So hours change every night. Weekends, it's going to be 7 to 11 until next week. I think we'll start 6:30 to 11. And then late in the season, we'll do 6:30 to 11:30.
That's still a good amount of time. So you got rid of the clowns. I've never really understood people being afraid of clowns.
Really?
I've never.
I think, okay.
I don't get it.
This I can. As far as that horror movie that they were advertising during the playoffs a couple of years ago. I think it was called Smile.
Yeah.
And it was just creepy people smiling. There is something about a clown where it's a painted on smile where it feels completely disconnected from reality. And you know that they're like insane. It feels insane. If someone is smiling and laughing in a horrible situation or whatever, I just think a permanent smile to me is really creepy because it's like, I can't talk to this person. This person's not going to get it. This person is not normal. And I think that's why, to me, it's the insanity element. I think that's why clowns are so creepy. It's like, it gives me the same vibe as that movie Smile, which I did not see, but they advertised it. Does that, I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
Maybe it is.
It really does.
Creepy.
Yeah.
So is that, now you got the slaughterhouse.
Yep.
How do you decide if you're going to remove an element and bring in something else? Where do you come up with it? How do you decide to do those?
Normally it's the owner. The owner is a bit twisted. And when he gets an idea in his head, we run with it. He'll just say, you know what I'm thinking? Let's do ABC. And we just run with that.
How long does it take to put something like that together?
The size of Slaughterhouse, we worked on that for about a month and a half, including teardown. So we tore out the old haunt, built a new haunt, went in and threw blood everywhere. And yeah.
Michael, I'm always amazed at the level of detail into all the set design and the costumes and the makeup and everything. Where do you guys get like your inspiration from? Is it movies? Is it other haunted houses? Or
it really is a little bit of everything. Movies have gotten to the quality of that mask there. That is a Hollywood quality mask. And, you know, when we have the show downtown every year, we go and whatever the scariest, creepiest, grossest masks that they bring, we buy them up. And costuming comes with the scene and the mask. So you know what the character's costume is going to be once you know, if it's a Frankenstein scene or if it's a zombie scene or whatever, the mask is going to be their face, and then we build the costume from there.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you mentioned this this mask that we've got here. You can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. At Chris Amy KMOX on Twitter if you want to see this mask. Have you brought this one in before? Have I seen this guy?
No, that's new. That's
Is this
our
a new
zombie.
guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I remember the one last year because I couldn't look at it. I'm not good with scary things. I couldn't look over. I couldn't look over at you because I didn't want to see it because it was scary. So for like people like Matt who loves scary things,
Yeah.
he loved it. Listen, Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury.
Okay.
This is not a joke. There have been a couple episodes that have been a little too much for me.
Oh boy. All right.
she would not like the haunted house.
Have you been to the haunted house?
Well, I don't think I would.
You would never know until you actually immerse yourself in it.
I think I would.
You might
throw
come
up.
out laughing and have a newfound love for Halloween, or you might just
Throw
never
up.
come back.
Michael, sell the haunted house to Amy.
I don't know.
Sell the
haunted
darkness
house
to
is-
Amy.
Darkness is a very family-friendly environment. As a matter of fact, my wife, Jenny Lynn, runs the actors and the makeup artist. My daughter is the lead actor,
Really? How old is she?
26.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So did she do that like even like through college? Like, oh, this is my college job.
I've been taking her through the haunts since before she could walk. Never really got scared.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as she was old enough to work in a haunt, she said, I want to work in a haunt. So, and now she's worked her way up the ranks to be the lead actor. And yeah, the haunted houses, it's all fun. You go in knowing it's a little separation of reality. It's all pretend. Everybody in there is just like you, maybe a little more twisted, but they're just there to have a good time. And hopefully the customers come and have a great time also.
Do you guys split up your actors at the Darkness between the other haunted houses in town, like Creepy World in Fenton or the Lent Brewery? Do you guys kind of all team up together and share resources?
We absolutely do. We have a lot of auditions and Ghoul School throughout the summer where we do a lot of events together. But traditionally, people who live farther south want to work at Creepy World. People who live near the city want to work at Darkness or Lemp. This year, Lemp's actually not opening. We spent a lot of time on Creepy World. So the Lemp actors have split. Some went to Creepy World, some came to Darkness. So yeah, it's all a group effort.
Will Lemp open up again at some point?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Lemp, we don't like to reopen one of our haunts without doing anything to it. We don't want to show the same show every year. And we spend a lot of time on Creepy World and Darkness this year. So we let Lemp sit for one season. But, all the staff has just been relocated to one of the other haunts. Next year, it'll be open and a lot of new things to see.
You talk about like the actors, your daughter being a lead actor, working her way up through the ranks. With these actors, are any of them actually like in theater? Like actors are.
Absolutely. We get a lot of theater kids.
Yeah.
Years past, acting was all about just screaming and growling and, getting an instant scare. Nowadays, the actors have lines and we don't provide them. They come up with these lines on their own. And once they're in their scene, they start to get a feel for what their character is. And then the lines just come to them.
Have you ever had to hold
Yeah, I was
going to
say, like, you ever like,
a little too scary?
yeah, don't say that again.
Yeah, well, we
don't do that.
During orientation, we go over a lot of, obviously there's no touching customers. There's no cussing. There's no, don't be overly creepy.
Yeah.
You don't tell people I'm going to follow you home or be under your
Oh,
bed.
jeez. Oh, my gosh. Ron could
be
never be
so
an actor
funny.
because you would break all the rules.
Oh my God. I would be telling
You
you.
put your hands on their shoulders and be like, I'm going to follow you
Yeah.
home.
I know where you live.
See, that's so creepy.
I watch you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's, a lot of times the actors have family and friends who will come through the haunt.
Yeah.
And we tell them ahead of time, like, you're completely different now with that mask, the costume.
Yeah.
Your own mother won't know you when they come in. And they're one of the most entertaining things is to watch an actor see somebody they know and they just start slipping information like their name or you live on this street.
Yeah.
And people just, they lose it.
Yeah.
Like you didn't even remember that your nephew worked here, but now he's saying these things to you and you're losing your mind.
Wait, so you can say, I know what street you live on.
When they're
Like, I mean,
when
it's-
they know a
when
buddy,
it's-
like when they see their mom
Yeah.
or their aunt or somebody, they say
The rule,
Okay.
the rule at Creepy World is you can't be creepy unless it's your mom.
I do like that idea.
Right.
So the Darkness
man.
and Creepy World scarefest.fearticket.com. Is there anything you want people to know in particular before they come out?
Definitely know that the bar is open, up and running. You can buy those tickets. Those tickets come with an immediate access. You skip all the lines. Get halfway through the haunt, stop at the bar, have a great time. When you finish the haunt, you get a discount in the gift shop with your lanyard. And also, we're open. Come out and see us.
Now, is this just at Darkness? Does
Yes.
Creepy World have?
No. Creepy World have food and concession and things like that, but the secret bar is just at the Darkness.
Michael, I've got one last question for you.
Sure.
When the haunt season is done and that big scary warehouse of a building is just empty, does everything just sit there and just wait until next Halloween? I'm picturing these hallways of all these creepy designs and decorations. Does that just sit there empty for near a year?
Yes, it does.
That's
the Darkness.
That's creepier than the actual haunted house.
As soon as the haunt closes, our last night, we lock the doors and
wow.
But we have our special events. We have Thanksgiving, Krampus, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So when we go back in there to open up, it's all just waiting.
So how long does the season run? It doesn't end on November 1st, does it?
November 2nd is our last
Okay.
actual season night, but then we have special events, which are one-night events throughout the winter months.
Outstanding. So it is happening now. The Darkness is open now. Creepy World open now. Tickets at scarefest.fearticket.com. Michael Killian is the GM of the Darkness. We appreciate you coming in. Do I get to
Absolutely.
keep this guy?
Oh, I got to take him back. He's got to work tonight.
What's his name?
He doesn't have a name.
He doesn't know because he's a zombie.
Well, because he can't tell us.
Well, what about Amy's brain?
That's actually his snack.
Oh.
In case he gets a little ornery, I've got food for him.
He's going to eat that brain.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Michael, thanks for coming in. It's good to see you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Go to the Darkness or go to Creepy World. Scarefest.fearticket.com. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house on the walls, the patios, the walkways, the porch, or the chimneys? If so, you need to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. 314-645-1387. You might need one of two things: solid tuck pointing, the removal of old mortar with the replacement of new mortar throughout an entire wall or chimney, or maybe just spot tuck pointing. Spot tuck pointing involves the tuck pointing of a particular wall, a chimney, or other masonry surface in an area where it's needed the most. One example might be settlement cracks, usually found above or below windows or doorways. 314-645-1387. Call the company that the Brennans have called when we've needed tuck pointing. Morelli Tuck Pointing, the masonry specialists. Winner of the Angie's List Super Service Award every year since 2005. 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
O'Reilly.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Febreze.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-458-3124. 800-458-3124. 800-458-3124.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
It's 70 something probably.
No, it's 58. You were
It's
so
58?
wrong. It
Oh,
is
okay.
58 degrees. A lot of sun today. High of 75, Ranj. But tonight, beautiful weather to wear your blues sweater. A low of 47.
Sponsored by Financial and Tax Architects.
Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
You know, I am Amy. I'm starting to think that the Jesse Waters show on Fox News, I feel like he might be, I think it might be a put on.
Yeah, it's not real. It
I
can't
think the
be
whole
real.
thing is an act. I don't know if you saw Adam Kinzinger, who is, people are
Yeah.
not a fan of Adam. People who are Fox News folks don't particularly care for the former congressman. And voters, I guess, don't care for him because they voted him out. At any rate, he tweeted a photo of two screenshots from the Jesse Waters show.
Okay.
And Jesse is interviewing somebody in a different location. You know how they have the camera on somebody in a
Sure.
different location. And the first one, it says former Antifa member speaks out. And they've got the guy who's wearing a cap and his face is half covered. In the second one, it says FBI turns on Mexican mafia informant. And it's a completely different guy. But he's wearing or it's supposed to be, he's got his face covered and he's wearing a baseball cap. It is the exact same person. It's the exact same person in both interviews. In one, he's pretending to be a former Antifa member. In the other, he's pretending to be a Mexican mafia informant. But it's the same guy. It's very clearly the same guy. So it's like a put on. It's an absolute put on. So I kind of feel like maybe Jesse is doing this long game sort of Andy Kaufman bit.
I don't know. It's fatiguing. I don't hate myself enough to watch cable news. And I don't know if people take Jesse Waters seriously. There's not much to say other. It's just embarrassing. Yeah, I looked it up. It looks like the same guy. And it's just embarrassing and it's fatiguing and it's tiring. And
Why would you do that to people? I mean, I actually do kind of feel sorry for people who are watching it and maybe have not seen these two interviews and don't know.
Especially older people.
Yeah, like you see that and you believe it. That's not.
Well, because
It's pretty awful to do that to people.
I wouldn't remember exactly what this guy looked like. And I'm gullible in that sense that unfortunately, I think try to think the best of people and hope that they're not just brazenly lying. But yeah, with Jesse Waters, man, he just says the stupidest things. I mean, he's a troll. He's a troll with a primetime slot. And so I don't pay attention to him. At any rate, this is not a fun story. And I hate doing this here. I didn't realize that a guy started the Palisades fire. The deadliest fire in Los Angeles history was started by a 29-year-old man. He started the fire on purpose. He did it on New Year's Day. It said they were able to initially put out some of the fire, but it smoldered underground before it reignited nearly a week later. And that is the fire that tore through the Pacific Palisades. He did it because he wanted to recreate a rap video where there were things burning down. And he apparently also asked ChatGPT to show images of a fire burning through the woods and people running from the fire. What a horrible, evil, stupid person. So many things, there are so many tragedies, so many natural disasters, so many things that happen that are unavoidable either because it is a natural disaster or unavoidable because in the history of world and conflict, you're going to have hard, difficult things. But to create this much damage because you're just
stupid,
inconsiderate, selfish idiot.
Yeah, I don't know what's in his mind. My assumption is that he didn't think it was going to turn into that. If he was trying to recreate a rap video, I think it's just really stupid. His name is, and I had a difficult time, but I think I got it right. Jonathan Rinderknecht.
Yeah.
Or Rinderknecht, it could be that, but they...
So he watched a rap video featuring someone setting things on fire.
6,000 homes, 12 people killed. They still do not know who set how the Eaton fire started, which was ignited the same day in the Los Angeles area. 19 people died in that, 9,400 structures were burned.
I haven't spent the most time in California, but when I went on my hiking trip in the spring and we went to the Sierra Nevadas, wow, I get it now how fire would be my number one fear all the time. I went in May, Ranj, and it was so hot and it was so dry. And even something like a car overheating, car overheats, it sparks, it starts a fire, it can burn down a town. There are signs everywhere. There's even there's this one pass kind of through the mountains that it says, try to turn off your air conditioning for the next 10 minutes because cars will overheat in this section and that could cause a fire. You see the burned shrubbery and trees where there were other fires. Your dryer, your kitchen oven, everything on your condo where you're staying has fire warnings. It's a tinderbox out there.
Baseball season still ongoing. The playoffs are happening. College football, both the Illini and Mizzou Tigers have huge games this weekend, and the Blue season starts tonight. We're going to talk to the host of Sports Open Line and Rush Hour Sports, Matt Pauley. He's next on KMOX.
Hey, Illinois. This is Ben Barnett, board-certified master arborist and owner at Timberline Professional Tree Care. Sorry, St. Louis. This message is for our friends in the Metro East. Did you know that most Missouri-based tree contractors can't legally travel into Illinois? This is due to federal motor carrier regulations that require large trucks and their drivers to be registered with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration in order to travel across state lines. Almost all other tree services in Missouri fail to meet the requirements for safety, drug and alcohol testing, and equipment maintenance that are required for interstate travel. Here at Timberline, we meet and exceed all of these requirements and will be glad to travel across the river to meet all of your tree care needs. Call us today at 636-479-7475 for tree fertilization, pruning, insect and disease treatment, or complete removal. Or visit our website at stltreecare.com. That's stltreecare.com for service in the Metro East area.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here, and I just wanted to let you know that FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming to Missouri. On December 1st, you'll finally be able to bet on all your favorite teams in all your favorite sports. And with FanDuel, there are just so many ways for you to get in on the action. And you can check it out at FanDuel.com/Missouri, where you can download the app. You can bet on everything from the money line to over-unders to which team's going to win it all on a futures bet. Plus, with live betting, you can pick which player is going to score the next touchdown or which player is going to hit the next home run and the one after that and the one after that and so on. And I've been with FanDuel since the very beginning. I've been using the FanDuel Sportsbook app for years when I've been in states that allow me to play, and it's a blast. It's super easy, just as easy to get your money out as it is to put your money in, by the way. So see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to download the app. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and older, present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It is 10 o'clock, and we have sunny skies, 59 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. U.S. District Judge April Perry will hear arguments today in response to lawsuits filed by the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago to block President Trump's deployment of National Guard troops from Texas, calling them unnecessary and illegal. Trump continues to portray Chicago as lawless and the most dangerous city in the world. Federal workers held a rally in Chicago's Federal Plaza and were joined by Governor Pritzker, who fired back at Trump's comments online, calling for the governor to be jailed.
Look, he's demented, literally, unhinged. And this is somebody who's so insecure that he lashes out pretending that he can come arrest people for no reason at all. He can't. He isn't going to do it. Taco. Trump always chickens out.
President Trump on his Truth Social said Chicago Mayor Johnson should also be jailed for failing to protect ICE officers. There's been a breakthrough in the Middle East as Israel and Hamas have agreed to a first phase of a peace deal after more than 2 years of war. This is expected to lead to the release of all hostages and hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. The Israeli government will now convene to approve the deal. CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro has reaction from the White House.
Sources tell CBS News that right now the plan is for President Trump to travel only to Israel and Egypt. About traveling to Gaza, that remains to be determined at the moment. Right now, not explicitly part of the plans, though they are fluid.
An 18-year-old is dead after a shooting at a balloon release in memory of another shooting victim. 5 people in total were shot on Wells Avenue Wednesday night. 1 is in critical condition. The other 3 are reported stable. It's the St. Louis Blues home opener tonight against the Minnesota Wild.
All fans in attendance are going to get a free wall calendar, courtesy of Dobbs. And home opening rally at Union Station starts at 3:30.
Megan Little with the Blues says they have a record number of theme nights with giveaways this year, many of those this month and next. They also have some new food offerings like crumble cookies and a new gastropub. Since being announced as the Super Bowl halftime entertainment, Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny's music catalog has seen a 26% increase in on-demand streams in the U.S., a bump of nearly 50 million streams. Dolly Parton says not to worry, she ain't dead yet. Late last month, month, Parton postponed her first Las Vegas residency in 32 years, citing health challenges. Her sister Frida escalated concerns, saying she was up all night praying. Dolly has clarified she is dealing with nothing major. The business desk, sponsored by Krenz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Gold continues to go up after hitting a record high $4,000 an ounce this week. Barry Faintich, owner of Midwest Money, has been buying and selling gold for more than 55 years.
The price of gold is going up because there's uncertainty in the world. A lot of your foreign countries are now, instead of taking treasuries and worshiping the dollar, are taking payment in gold.
A nice afternoon with sunshine and a high of 74. Tonight, mainly clear and quite cool again. Lows ranging from 42 in the coldest suburbs to 51 downtown at the Arch. For tomorrow, times of sun and clouds. There may be an afternoon shower in spots, the high 75. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's sunny and 59 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers and important decisions should not be based solely on advertising.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our host of Sports Open Line on KMOX and Rush Hour Sports, which starts at 5 o'clock every weeknight, unless there is a sporting event that conflicts with it. And you will hear him on pre- and post-game coverage for the Cardinals when the season starts back up in 2026. Matt Pauley is with us here on the Chris and Amy Show. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning. No intro this morning? What's going on?
Well,
I don't know. I think Pajeski's having him. He was frightened. He was frightened
He's
by
having a day.
we had the general manager of the Darkness Haunted House came in and brought scary things.
I'm scared.
And Matt he's had a difficult time since.
Well, he and his dad are very much into that. They are they're big time when it comes to Halloween decorations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know that about Pajeski?
We do.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
he
He made
never
us talk about
stops
it.
telling us every day, Matt.
Like there's a convention that is held in St. Louis, I think on a yearly basis that he and his dad go to like
Well, hang on a
scout out the next thing.
That was
It's
private
pretty-
information.
Well, you know what? So was my thing about Top Gun. You put that on the radio. So
This whole show is private information. I
yeah.
forget what we talk about on the air. People will come up and like say, hey, sorry about that thing that's happening on Thursday. And how do you know that? Now, I guess we just shared it, Matt. It's because you forget people are listening.
we're just having a conversation
right.
amongst friends, and it just so happens that it's on a large radio station going out throughout the world.
Billions of people.
Around the world. You can listen on the
Around the
Odyssey app wherever you are in the
Exactly.
world.
Yeah.
That has Wi-Fi.
I wonder how many countries, something that I do is when the Cardinals play late night West Coast games, I always throw out at the beginning of the post game show for starting after midnight, text in to tell me where you're listening, because obviously the 1120 signal at night is heard almost throughout the entire country. And it's just very self-serving because I get a kick out of seeing all the various places that people are listening to us at, 12:30 in the morning.
Matt Pauley, people are still, and we're going to get to the Blues because the season starts tonight at home, but baseball playoffs are ongoing. Anything surprising yet with the way things have shaken out? Today it'll be the Phillies, Dodgers, and the Brewers, Cubs. Both of them obviously are potential elimination games.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that Brewers Cubs series would probably be 1-1 going back to Chicago. I was wrong on that. But Cubs stay alive yesterday. If they win today, all of a sudden that presents a game number 5. I guess I'm a little bit surprised on how easily the Blue Jays put away the Yankees. I know it ended up going 4 games, but to win the first 2 games and for it to take an epic comeback from the Yankees, even to win a single game in that series, I was certainly surprised that the Phillies lost both of their home games, and now because they were my World Series pick going into the playoffs, and they win yesterday. The question is, can they win one more game in LA and then force it back to Philadelphia for game number 5? So there's some things that I guess have mildly surprised me, but I don't think there's anything that has just like flat out shocked me about these playoffs.
All right, so let's move to the Blues season. Tonight, they get going. First game of the regular season against Minnesota at home. How good is this team going to be?
Yeah, I've talked about this a lot because I think when you just look at this team and look at them and don't look at anything else, you see a team on paper that's really, really good that you feel like could make a legitimate playoff run. And then the only pause that you do is when you look at it in terms of the division, because the Central Division is absolutely stacked. And then when you're saying, well, are they better than Colorado? Are they better than Dallas? Like that. That's when you start doing the whole how good are they? But I think they're good. I think they're going to be able to be right there in the division. I don't know if they're the best team in the division, but to me, this is clearly, if they're not a playoff team this year, something went terribly wrong. And when the playoffs get started, I think they're going to feel like a team that can make a little bit of noise there.
Oh, yeah, it would be shocking, disastrous if they weren't a playoff team, because I agree with you. This team is going to be really good this year. Blues general manager Doug Armstrong was on with John Shannon and Darren Millard on their podcast, and he said this Blues team doesn't have a McDavid. We don't have that guy. They don't have a 90-point guy versus, not much less a couple of 100-point guys. So they don't have a McDavid. They don't have a Draisaitl. But he did say we've got 6 or 7 guys that would be on the second line of any team in the NHL. And the way this team is going to play is death by 1,000 cuts. That you're going to have a relentless offensive pursuit line after line. You talk about rolling 4 lines that can score. And I know Doug Armstrong has used that line before, the death by 1,000 cuts, but I like it because this Blues team, if you had to look at the character of it, the identity, it is a faster, quicker team than what we've seen in the past, but it's still a blue collar team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you look at the lines, and especially when they're fully healthy, because right now with Sundqvist out, they've got to take Bjugstad off that third line and have him center the fourth line, and then Joseph's coming in on the wing beside Suter Neighbors. But when everything is in place and everybody's healthy, I think you look up and down, and you certainly see 3 lines and maybe even 4 that can go out and attack and actually score some goals. I love the top 2 lines. I love the fact that Jimmy Snuggerud is being paired with Robert Thomas, where all of a sudden, if Snuggerud can create some space for himself, you've got a guy in Thomas who can get him the puck. I just the ability of a Braden Shin, a Dylan Holloway, and a Jordan Kyrou to work together. And I'll be curious to see if Shin stays on that second line, or if at some point Pius Suter maybe moves into the second line center role and Shin goes down to that third line. I don't think it really matters either way. But those top 2 lines with Buchnevich and Snuggerud on the wings on the top line, and then Holloway and Kyrou on the second line, I really, really like the ability of those 2 lines to score a good number of goals.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Shen was on that third line for most of camp and the preseason, and then they bumped Shen up to the second line and Pius Suter down. I like Pius Suter a lot. His two-way play, he's really got that defensive understanding, and so I think he fits in with this team nicely. Obviously, we haven't seen that yet in the regular season, but I like that addition, a smart addition by Doug Armstrong.
Yeah, and that third line, you've got Neighbors. I'm a big Jake Neighbors guy, big Jake Neighbors guy. So that's what attracts me to that third line, is still being one that can go out and score a good number of goals.
So a report that is coming out of Puerto Rico is there's an outlet called El Vocero, and they are indicating that Yadier Molina is in talks with the Cardinals about possibly being a coach on Ollie Marmol's staff. So we've seen him be in the dugout. We've seen Marmol invite him to be in the dugout during a few, it was at least a couple, maybe 3 different series through the course of the regular season. What would your thoughts be on Yadi being in the Cardinals dugout if that does end up happening?
I would love it, and it would be really, really cool to have him back in the organization working on an everyday basis. He and Marmol are very close. He's pretty loyal to Oliver Marmol. I know people are going to hear this and they feel like, oh, well, okay, the next manager is just sitting in a dugout ready to take, like, that's not what they're doing. And I don't know where Molina is at right now in terms of his still desire to be a manager, but I think him being around makes you better. I said this when they brought him in for a few weekends. It says a lot about Oliver Marmol that he is as comfortable with that as he is, because obviously there's going to be the noise that goes along with this because Marmol is not the most popular person to a certain percentage of the fan base. But I really like it. I think it's good. I think it would be good for the team. I think it would be fun. And I always appreciate that Oliver Marmol is willing to do just about anything if he thinks it can make the team better. The only question is Molina ready to commit to
every
the
day
grind that is a baseball season? And it's getting in to the office a lot earlier than you did as a player and staying later and everything that goes along with that. He's been around there's been some family stuff in recent years that he's been attending to. So if he's ready to make that commitment, let's go. That'd be awesome. Just got to wait and see if that's going to be a thing.
With Yadi, just like you said, the commitment of him, being in that position and the grind of the baseball season. Also, interacting with the media. Like, you have to do that all the time as well, which may not be the favorite for a lot of people, or maybe for Yadi, but it surprises me when guys like Yadi or even Pujols are interested in any type of managerial position.
Like Don Mattingly.
Because if
I am totally in agreement. I don't know why you'd be a player like that and then want to go back into it.
If I had the career and the money that these guys had, I would ride off into the sunset versus like facing the scrutiny of the media and the grind of the season. Like, how do you think the media would go?
Well, I think that's the thing with him being a coach. You don't have to. He can go the entire season and not do a single interview as a coach, a bench coach, just a coach on the staff. Like, that's not part of the responsibilities for somebody who is not the manager. So I'm sure he would talk a little bit, especially early on, but he's going to be able to go through his everyday routine without the media being a big part of it. And this would be a really good opportunity for him to get a front row seat to what Oliver Marmol does do on an everyday basis, for him to decide if continuing down this path and maybe being a major league manager is absolutely something he wants to do.
So the idea, and you brought this up, and we have talked about it before, when Molina was invited into the dugout a couple of times this past season, the level of confidence that Marmol appears to have in himself, because it is a very dangerous thing to welcome somebody who is very popular, who some fans are already calling for to be the manager, but to then say, yeah, come on in and be a coach on my staff, which just invites that scrutiny even more. It really says something about Oliver Marmol that he is not just allowing it, but advocating for it and working to get him down there.
Yeah, it does. And I wish more Cardinals fans would recognize the fact that Ollie is trying to just do whatever's best for the Cardinals organization. This is a Cardinals lifer. He played in the organization. He coached in the minor leagues. He worked very, very hard to eventually get to the big leagues on the staff and then get the opportunity to be a major league manager. He has devoted so much of his life to the St. Louis Cardinals, and he is willing to do whatever it takes in his mind to make the Cardinals the best version of themselves. And sometimes the organization has kind of gotten in the way of him being able to do that, and he has continued to just plug away. And this is another one. Oliver Marmol does not care that Yadier Molina is a super popular person, and that on shows like this one and others that I'm involved with, there's a lot of people who are yelling for him to be the next manager of the club. All Ollie cares about is that, hey, if this is a guy who, if he joins the staff, he's going to make the Cardinals better, well, then that's what he wants. And it does frustrate me sometimes that the fan base does not see what I just stated, how much this man loves the Cardinals and is willing to do whatever, no matter how uncomfortable it might be, no matter how many phone calls I might get on my show because of it. Ollie's willing to do whatever it might take to make the organization better.
All right, Matt Pauley, we appreciate it. Was going to ask you about Mizzou and Illinois because they both have big college football games, but I envision we'll talk about this on tomorrow's show a bit because Yeah, I mean, the Gas House Gang tomorrow at 12 o'clock. You know what? Why don't you, real quick, give us your picks. Just Mizzou's got Alabama, and Illinois is hosting number 1 Ohio State. So these are 4 ranked teams playing each other this weekend. Huge day Saturday.
I don't feel great about Illinois against Ohio State, even at home, even in Champaign. I just don't feel good about that game. Ohio State's really, 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 really good. I think Missouri, I think that's going to be a very good game. And Missouri doesn't lose at home. Under Eli Drinkwitz, Missouri does not lose at home. I don't think from a talent standpoint, Alabama is that much better. It wouldn't surprise me either way. I haven't really thought about making a pick yet, but I think Missouri has a very, very legitimate chance of winning that game.
Gas House Gang tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We'll talk to you then. But you've got Redbird Rush Hour Sports now at 5 o'clock tonight.
Yes, and then just a half-hour sports open line because we have Thursday Night Football this evening.
Thanks, Matt Pauley.
Yep.
Yo, Paulie, your sister's with me. I'll call you back later. See ya.
Yeah, Thursday Night Football tonight. Prior to that, it is the new show, which is really no longer Cardinals focused because the season is over. It's Rush Hour Sports with Matt Pauley and Kevin Wheeler at 5.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It really
Blues
is.
hockey, playoff baseball, and Thursday night football.
Halloween?
Well,
Halloween, yeah.
3 out of 4.
Halloween's great.
3 out of 4 dentists agree. It is the best time of the year. The other night on Tuesday, ESPN had 3 hockey games in a row. Turned it on. I had hockey on all night. And I'm like, this is how people feel when March Madness starts. And the game, and you just can keep the television on. It's just game after game after game. That was my March Madness.
Don't forget, 10:30 is also one of the great times of the day. Major Garrett. Great time of the week, actually. We have Major Garrett, Chief Washington correspondent for CBS News. He joins us in about 11 or 12 minutes. You'll want to stick around for that. It is 104.1 FM KMOX.
Hi, Stacy with Fairwinds Rivers Edge Senior Living in St. Charles. Are you a senior seeking a fun retirement? Do you want less work and more play? Do you want to enjoy great food that you don't have to cook? Then I know. Stop what you're doing right now and call Fairwinds. Set up a time to visit and have a meal. Meet some of our awesome residents. Check us out online at fairwindsriversedge.com. We hope to talk with you soon.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
KMOX is everywhere. 11:20 a.m. Streaming live on the Odyssey app and now at 104.1 FM.
People ask Robin, what's it like coming back from the dead? First of all, highly overrated. I expected trumpets, maybe a fog machine. Nope, just me blinking like, is this heaven or a Canadian airport? You don't float, you creak. The afterlife never mentioned knee pain. I pop up. You know the one big thing I've learned in the afterlife? Apparently God also leaves the toilet seat up. Yeah, I show up thinking it's all harps and wisdom, and the first thing I hear is, splash. Pay one without TikTok. How will I know if I'm happy without 247 strangers validating my breakfast?
So, what you just listened to
Yikes.
was the AI voice recreation of Robin Williams. And we know with AI and technology, we're going to have a lot of ethical issues to discuss and figure out. This one is particularly heartrending. Zelda Williams, the daughter of Robin Williams, has taken to Instagram to tell people to stop sending her AI-generated videos of her dad, Robin Williams. Robin Williams died in 2014 at 63 years old. He took his own life. It's so sad. Here's what she wrote. Please just stop sending me AI videos of dad. Stop believing I want to see it or that I'll understand. I don't, and I won't. If you're just trying to troll me, I've seen way worse. I'll restrict and move on. But please, if you've got any decency, just stop doing this to him and to me, to everyone even, full stop. It's dumb. It's a waste of time and energy. And believe me, it's not what he'd want. Ranj, I can think of few things worse than having a parent who died or a loved one, a spouse who died, and then having thousands of people that you don't know sending them AI-generated videos of your mom, your dad, your husband, your wife doing a routine or talking. And it's not them, it's fake. It's some AI replacement. That would be, I feel like it's so emotionally malformative, and I think it's destructive.
First of all, I don't know why you would want to troll somebody if that's what's happening. I mean, like she said, if that's what you're doing, I've seen worse. I don't get that psychology. Maybe if you're really young and you're an adolescent and your brain's not fully formed, you just you think stuff like that is funny. That to me almost makes more sense than saying, oh, I think she'll really like this. Let me make a video or audio of her dad delivering actually really bad stand-up. That just wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
None of that was good. And sending it to them thinking, oh, she's going to like this and this will give her memories or something. Like if you're thinking that, I'm not sure what your thought process is.
It's violating. It feels very violating. Like they have no right to his image. They have no right to his voice, and they have no right to create an AI video of him saying and doing things he never said and did.
But I think this leads us to an even greater potential problem with artificial intelligence that we predicted, and we weren't the only ones. I think everybody was sort of on this when AI started, and that was being able to recreate somebody, even if it's done poorly. It's going to confuse a lot of people, and it will end up fooling a lot of people. In this case, it's hurting the family of Robin Williams. But there are cases where it could happen where it actually ends up hurting a lot of people because maybe a politician saying something is recreated, or I suppose you could make a politician say, hey, there's an emergency right now. We are all in trouble and you need to go do whatever. Like there's a nuclear event that's happening. And in the moment, some people might be fooled by that, right? I don't think all of us are going to stop and say, wait a minute, hold on. Is this video real? Let me think about this first. It might actually incite panic.
And you do, like we talk about the post-truth society. Every time I see anything now that is noteworthy or unusual, I have to check, double check, and triple check to see if it's real, to see if it's AI. I remember one time I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw a press conference. I can't remember who it was. If it was a Connor McDavid or a college football player. That's how much I don't remember who it was. However, they were speaking very bluntly about their opponents, dropped a few F-bombs. I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe he said this. It was AI.
Yep.
And I, of course, I eventually was able to figure out it was AI. But just think, if you're not vigilant, and the thing is, now we have to be vigilant in areas where we wouldn't have to be. Even if a news organization, like an ABC or a CBS retweets it, I still check to see if it's AI, because sometimes the person in charge of the Twitter account of a verified news organization gets fooled. I think it's such a dangerous place to be. And dangerous, like you mentioned, with politicians. Who knows what's going on in China, where you have closed societies where Xi Jinping can be putting out any number of lies about the West or about the United States. So you have that element of it where it's national security. And then you have the element of it where it is just so hurtful and emotionally traumatizing. If you're trying to get over the death of your father who took his own life, and people are sending you videos, fake videos of him.
It's pretty bad. And just always be vigilant when you see any video that looks like questionable and you think, why would that person say that? Just make sure that you find out it's real. Because earlier this week, I saw Abraham Lincoln in a football uniform delivering a post-game press conference. And it took me a minute to realize it wasn't actually Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, that's a bummer, because I bet you were like, oh my gosh,
Like he won the big game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not kidding. I did actually see this
I
video.
think we have fake quotes on our TV outside where it says have a great day and be positive. George Washington. I don't think he said that.
No,
it doesn't sound like him.
No.
Sounds too casual.
One foot in front of the other. He never said that.
I don't think so.
Major Garrett's chief Washington correspondent for CBS News. His weekly visit is next on the Chris and Amy Show, 1041 FM KMOX.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Miklasz.
I say this not to be critical. I say it more to just find the humor in it. It's like the Cardinals, the word rebuild to them is like so toxic. It's like a banned word. You are not allowed to speak the word rebuild, right? And I think it's kind of funny because the rebuild actually has already started.
Bernie Miklasz. Hear what he has to say on the voice of the St. Louis Cardinals. 1041 FM KMOX.
Dave, congratulations on your 25th anniversary. From BioBalance Health, Dr. Sullivan, and me personally. You have single-handedly helped us reach hundreds of new patients, both men and women, over the past 15 years. Since 2010, BioBalance has been treating men and women over the age of 40 with testosterone pellets and preventative medicine. BioBalance Health was the first medical hormone pellet practice in St. Louis. Now we are the most successful. Dave has not only been our partner at BioBalance Health, but also our patient and great friend. Thanks, Dave.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Currently, it is 62 degrees, lots of sun today, a high of 75 tonight, clear and cool. 47 is the low.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cowboy here. Renner Garage Door has brought cheers to their fans for decades with the best styles, cutting-edge tech, and good old family values. Get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. New Missouri customers can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. And when we go live, place just a $5 bet to unlock $300 in bonus bets. Starting November 17th, you can create your DraftKings Sportsbook account in Missouri and get ready for launch day on December 1st. DraftKings Sportsbook brings you everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
You have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. Did you know that warmer weather can have an impact on people with dry eye and who experience itchy, scratchy eyes? The heat makes tear production more important. Tears are essential for overall eye health and clear vision. Without good tear production, our eyes can become inflamed, irritated, and damaged. And those conditions can sometimes be difficult to reverse. It's important to see the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates if you're experiencing any eye discomfort due to the weather. Call today at 314-966-5000. Make an appointment with Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andrew Royer. They're known as the doctors' doctors because more than 250 local doctors are their patients. In Sullivan, St. Peters, and at their main headquarters, 270 in Manchester. Call 314-966-5000 or online, youridoc.com.
Tonight, the NFL is on KMOX. The Eagles, the Giants.
Siteman Cancer Center game time 6:30. Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
The Eagles, the Giants on 104.1 FM KMOX. It's Major News with Major Garrett, our weekly conversation with CBS's chief Washington correspondent.
Also the host of The Takeout on CBS News 24/7. It is Major Garrett joining us on this Thursday at 10:35. It's good to have you with us. Good to have the Major with us. How's it going, Major Garrett?
Good. How are you? How is everyone?
Hey.
We're doing pretty well.
We're doing real well over here.
Good.
Really well.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Sorry about your pods, first of all.
Well, if you don't hit, it really doesn't matter how poorly your pitchers pitch. If you don't hit, you don't score runs. It's kind of a lost cause, and that's what it was for the Padres.
Oh,
So,
we know.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
spent the whole summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have this great bullpen, and everyone's like, well, the bullpen can hold leads. Well, not when there aren't any leads to hold.
That's a great point. Maybe they should bring you in.
Holding a deficit is no way to get through the playoffs.
No, but I guess you have it's a little small victory, isn't it? Like, well, didn't get any worse.
Look. As I tell my friends who are newly arrived to the Padres fan fanaticism, I've been at this since 1969 when I was 7 years old. For the first time in franchise history, we won 90 games for 2 seasons in a row. That's very elite territory. It's just great. I mean, it's amazing to go through that. It's just disappointing to work that hard during the regular season and see it end so rapidly in the playoffs. So you got both of them.
Well, talking about things ending. Any end in sight for the shutdown, the government shutdown?
No.
Okay.
No, there really isn't. And on the takeout tonight, I'll have Speaker Mike Johnson for an interview, and we'll go over all the things. Trust me, his talking points are well rehearsed and well laid down. They're like railroad tracks, just like the Democrats' talking points. And no one seems to be willing to budge or even imagine a scenario under which they might budge. James Langford, Oklahoma Republican senator, on the show last night on the Takeout, and he said, look, shutdowns are kind of like wars. They're easy to start and they're hard to end. I think that's probably a little hyperbolic, and we don't like to blur the lines between politics and war because politics is the means by which we avoid war. But I think the analogy applies in the sense that everyone is getting deeper entrenched in their particular perspective on this. And I think for those in the audience wondering, well, what could change things? I'll tell you what will change things. An external event that shocks the system, whether that's something in air traffic control towers or TSA lines, or just sort of a sense in the country that people aren't getting paid who ought to be paid. And there's a kind of polling reaction that finally gets the attention of one side or the other. Look, all government shutdowns end. They're not continuous. They end. And when it ends because one side decides to move from where they were. That process has yet to begin. And what will cause it to begin, I don't know.
There has been there's a person in Congress that I think what she has been doing in the last 48 hours is sort of unlikely, did not expect it, and it's Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is actually calling on Republicans to get back to D.C. so that they can do something about this. And she has been criticizing her party on health care, which is the thing Democrats have been criticizing them on. So what's going on here with her, and why is she seeming to break from the party?
So in storyteller jargon, Marjorie Taylor Greene's on kind of a journey. She really is. I mean, and this has been filtering through her experience in Washington all of this year. She was hardcore MAGA before hardcore MAGA had a true definition in Congress. She was ahead of the president on hardcore MAGA sensibilities during his first administration. Rankled lots of her rank and file House Republicans being so hardcore MAGA, and was sort of definitional in the House Republican conference about what it meant to be MAGA. Well, that was Marjorie Taylor Greene, and there were gradations of how insufficiently you were a really gung-ho MAGA person if you were short of the standard that Marjorie Taylor Greene established. That's begun to change this year, and I'm not exactly sure what it's all about, but she's moving away from doctrinaire, lockstep, Trumpism and MAGAism. And she said two things. The shutdown should end, but Republicans have got to get involved in solving this premium health care increase that's going to come with the expiration of certain Obamacare subsidies that were enlarged during COVID. She's saying two things at the same time, which isn't very common in Washington right now. Everyone says one thing over and over. She's saying two things can be true. I can want the shutdown to end, but I also want my party to get right with this issue on health care that Democrats have legitimately raised. That's not where the White House is. That's not where the House Republican leadership is. But I'm going to talk to Speaker Johnson about that. And I know what he said on the record. Oh, she's not really read in on this. She doesn't understand the particularities. Trust me, Marjorie Taylor Greene understands what it means when premium increases go up and your constituents are displeased with that. And that's what she's identified. But she's also talked earlier this year about the Republican Party is not willing to make room in leadership capacities for strong women or independent thinking women. And that she's basically begun to say everything about MAGA isn't always correct. And I might have been wrong about my adherence to all of that earlier. Like I said, it's a journey. She's one voice, but she's one voice to keep watching, I think.
Major, we've seen the headline that President Trump announced that they're in the first phase of a peace deal or ceasefire in the conflict in Gaza. But I wanted to ask you what we're seeing across the country and really the West, whether it be London or New York, how pro-Palestinian protests have been increasingly pro-Hamas in New York. Yesterday, there were signs, glory to the martyrs. They called to globalize the Intifada. The sign said Israel does not have a right to exist. Israel has the right to go to hell. I mean, pro-Hamas. This is not just we want freedom. This is pro-terrorist.
Not about Palestinian civilians.
No,
right,
this is not. This isn't. Yes.
Pro-Hamas. Yeah.
And I wanted to get your thoughts on that because I find it so vile and appalling that this is happening in any Western cities and much less American cities?
It's a great question. And advocacy for Hamas is protected by the First Amendment, but that does not make it any less vile or repellent. Hamas is a terrorist organization that vows to exterminate all Jews and get rid of Israel as a state and get rid of the state of Israel as a concept globally. That's what you're in favor of when you're in favor of Hamas. You're not in sympathy with Palestinian civilians who are trying to aspire to a statehood for the Palestinians in that region, something promised or at least implied in very strong terms in 1948 with the United Nations, long denied, and it's part of that diaspora trying to find its own place to live and its own sovereignty in the Middle East. That's a quite separate issue from Hamas, which has decided that the only way to achieve that is to terrorize Jews, attack the state of Israel, and try to eliminate it from the map. That is a radical, by definition, radical, violent approach to a long-standing diplomatic issue. And its intensification or its visibility, I'm not sure if it's intensified, but it's more visible in America and in London and other places than it was before. I think in part because of reaction to Israeli military tactics in Gaza, which have given people a sense that there's no rational way to talk about a future for the Palestinians with the Israelis being so aggressive militarily there. That's a conjecture. It's not a fact. And when you support Hamas so explicitly, you undermine all legitimate conversation about a future for other Palestinians, because no sovereign country will accept negotiations on an ongoing basis with a terrorist organization bent on its elimination or destruction. And that's, to put it mildly, one of the complications here. Now, there is great hope in the region right now that the hostages will be returned, Israel will withdraw, and Hamas will leave Gaza. Those are three enormous things. And if they all happen, it would be a huge achievement, an absolute, no doubt achievement for President Trump, and probably a reflection of his unique belligerence and his unique forcefulness on these questions in the region and his relationship with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. We don't know if all those things are going to happen. I'm going to have the Israeli ambassador to the United States, Yechiel Leiter, on my program tonight. We're going to talk about all this. So there's much to explore, much to hope for, but also much to be nervous about, because Hamas says it's going to leave. Hamas says it's going to release everyone. But until those things happen, it's all probability, not outcome.
Meanwhile, back in Illinois, there have been 500 National Guard troops deployed from Texas and Illinois. They've been nationalized there. So you've got all those troops are not yet in the city as far as we know, but they are on the outskirts of the city, ready to move in. And we know the president had said that the mayor of Chicago, the governor of Illinois, should be arrested for not protecting ICE. Where is this going to go?
Well, I don't know where it's going to go, but it's very tense there. And part of the reason it's tense is because during the first Trump administration, there was an agreement reached between ICE and the authorities in Chicago, a binding legal agreement. Most people don't know this. I didn't know about it until this morning when I started reading a district judge's appraisal of all this and evaluating ICE tactics now based on this 3-year-long agreement, as I said, reached by the first Trump administration with authorities in Chicago, outlining in what ways ICE could use warrantless arrests as part of immigration enforcement. And there were agreements that ICE made that if there was going to be a warrantless arrest, it would have to follow certain procedures. ICE is not following those procedures. And a judge looking at the record has said, no, you're using tactics that are way beyond what you agreed to, and are probably beyond what are legally permissible in this country. ICE has also been very aggressive with protesters. It's been aggressive with reporters outside its facility in the suburban area of Chicago. That has created tension and alarm. It conducted a raid in one apartment building using helicopters and rappelling down from it. a bunch of people were arrested in the dozens, and so far, and you think ICE would make more hay of this if there were more involved. They said there were 2 people in there who were known criminals of dozens arrested in this raid. So there's a disconnect between the number of people arrested, the basis on which they're arrested, and how many of them are actually criminals and could conceivably fall into that broadly brushed category of worst of the worst. It's a very tense situation. They're much more tense than it is in Portland. As tense as it was in Los Angeles, though Los Angeles died down pretty quickly. I don't know what's going to play out in Chicago, but I know that there is a significant legal battle over not only what ICE wants to do, but what it's doing now and how it violates an agreement that ICE itself, under the first Trump administration, made with local authorities there. That's a backdrop to Chicago that makes Chicago different from every other jurisdiction.
Again, Major Garrett will be talking to Speaker Mike Johnson on the takeout, which happens tonight. We'll be listening and watching that. Major, we appreciate you as always, and better luck next year to your Padres.
Better luck next year. See ya.
See ya. Major Garrett, Chief Washington Correspondent for CBS News, with us at 10:30 every Thursday on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Hey, just check the mail. We've been invited to a seminar and dinner is free.
It's going to be chicken, and it'll taste like Play-Doh.
Don't be fooled. All seminars are not the same. For example, Steve All, an investment advisor representative and founder of the All Financial Group, will be hosting his Taxes and Retirement Seminar at his office in Chesterfield on October 28th. From the big beautiful bill to taxes on your Social Security, Steve will not only cover the hurdles you'll face in retirement, but ways to keep more money in your pocket and less in Uncle Sam's. This is a complimentary event, but seating is limited, so reserve your seat today. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
You know, hon, I've always been interested in us buying a timeshare.
I'd rather eat Play-Doh.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Currently at 63 degrees, the high today 75. Lots of sun today, clear and cool, a low of 47 tonight. Weather is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
KMOX proudly supports the Musial Awards, returning to Stiefel Theater Saturday, November 22nd. You can be in the audience for this nationally televised event, hosted right here in St. Louis. Named for Stan the Man, the show celebrates the year's greatest moments of sportsmanship and those who embody class and character. Experience the extraordinary moments and people that make the Musial Awards an event like no other. For more information, KMOX.com/events.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/try. QUO.com/try.
If you or a loved one wants a trusted partner to help you age with purpose and independence at home, the EverTrue Anywhere Care team offers world-class in-home services for older adults, including physical, occupational, and speech therapies. Formerly Lutheran Senior Services, the caregivers at EverTrue Anywhere Care assess your needs, and customize a plan for you. Call 314-597-6498 or visit evertrueanywherecare.org. That's evertrueanywherecare.org.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are now open for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. The winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Enter now at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. You can't win if you don't enter at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-207-4545. That's 800-207-4545. Once again, that's 800-207-4545.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Well, guess what? You'll never believe it, but I won again the No Prize Pick'em Challenge this week.
No way, I think I won.
Damn it. Yeah, I didn't win. I think it's 2 weeks in a row I've lost.
Is that the whole season?
No, because I won the first 3 weeks in a row.
Unbelievable.
And I've lost the last two.
What is the Bears record?
They are 2-2.
Okay.
They're about to be 3-2.
Wouldn't that be crazy if you and the Bears keep the same record all season?
500?
Oh, well, you're 3-2.
Yeah.
They
like
could be
if I stay
3-2.
in line with them, no
Mhm.
matter what they do, if
Yeah.
they win, I win. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Nobody would care. But you know what people would care about? Giving tickets away. Getting tickets.
Well, hold on. Don't move away from that yet. We need to get a contestant for Friday. We had somebody. We had a contestant for Friday's No Prize Pick'em Challenge, which happens at 11 o'clock every Friday. And he had to drop out because he was forced to by his employer, who said he could no longer participate.
Is his employer shut down?
His employer found, well, no, he worked for the federal government. He said, look, I'm on pins and needles over here. I can't be doing this. I can't be taking 15 minutes out of my day for this crap.
But I thought it would be the perfect time because they're shut down.
That's what I would say.
You would think.
I don't know.
Was it a senator?
I don't know.
Was it Josh Hawley?
I don't think it was Josh Hawley. His name was Brian.
Well, allegedly.
He may have given a false name. Okay. Well, yeah, so Brian is out for Friday. If you want to participate in the No Prize Pick'em, if you're available tomorrow at 11 o'clock, you will get to be here. Our celebrity picker for this week is
Bernie Federko.
Bernie Federko. You'll be competing against Bernie, Amy, and me, and you will get nothing if you win. But
That's right. And remember, when we say Bernie, we mean Federko.
Bernie Federko.
Not the other Bernie, not the
That's
Gas
right.
House Gang Bernie.
So if you want to participate, you're available tomorrow. Just text the show at 314-436-7900 and give us your first name, and you might have somebody reach back out to you and invite you on.
You know what's funny? I think those are the only two Bernies I know.
I know a bar called Bernie's.
Not the same. Hey,
No, it's
keep
not.
listening though,
Yep.
because as I mentioned, a little too early, a little quick on the, what is it? You're quick on the
Draw.
Thank you. I was quick on the draw.
It's cheating.
Yeah. We're giving away tickets. I'm not going to tell you when.
Not right now.
Not right now. You got to keep listening. But if you like all elite wrestling, and if you
Wrestle
like,
Dream.
and if you like country music,
Country music.
you're
Hardy.
gonna love the two batches of tickets we're
Yeah,
giving away.
we'll have two. Yeah, that's right. We'll have a 4-pack of tickets for wrestling. We'll have a 2-pack for the Hardy concert next year. So you'll have to be listening next hour for your chance to win on 104.1 FM KMOX.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine, and you could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt, but you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market for a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Well, not with Truehold. With Truehold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. And listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. So that's Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You cash out your entire home's value and stay put. Truehold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. So imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt and stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. You get an all-cash offer now by calling 1-855-300-9993. You can also visit Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-536-9607. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-536-9607 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-536-9607 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-536-9607.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
I met my wife in law school at the University of Florida. She was from upstate New York and I was from Kentucky. We met at a daily mass at St. Augustine's. She was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen in my life. After communion, I followed her out of the church and got her phone number. The rest is history. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Little did we know that one day we would have 4 children and the largest injury firm in the world. All 4 work in the business. It's a family business. Did I ever see this coming? Hell no. We just worked very hard and treated our clients like we would want to be treated, like family. It's a full-service injury firm, auto accidents, medical malpractice, workers' compensation, Social Security, and insurance disputes. We're open 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit forthepeople.com and we can get to work on your case. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It is 11 o'clock, sunshine, 63 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of a peace plan, starting with the release of all remaining hostages in Gaza in exchange for Palestinian prisoners and the withdrawal of Israeli forces. Hamas has been asking for guarantees Israel won't restart the conflict after the Israeli hostages are returned. Here's CBS News reporter Robert Berger.
It looks like the hostages are going to be released, the living hostages, 20, probably around Monday. And that is going to be a huge breakthrough. So that's going to get the ceasefire going. But there's, of course, a lot of work to be done after that. Who's going to take control of Gaza? Who's going to control security? Who's going to rule Gaza? How is Hamas going to be disarmed?
A CBS News investigation related to the death of Jeffrey Epstein looks into 90 jail cell photos from the day Epstein was found dead, some of which have never been seen before publicly. Here's CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland.
On the morning of August 10th, 2019, convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein was found dead at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Lower Manhattan. This was the vow of then Attorney General Bill Barr.
We will get to the bottom of what happened, and there will be accountability.
Epstein's death was quickly ruled a suicide.
The federal investigation was marred by significant lapses, including the failure to properly preserve certain evidence, run basic forensic tests, and interview potential witnesses. A standoff continues over the release of all the Epstein files as a House vote on a bipartisan measure remains stalled. Attorney General Pam Bondi, who once promised transparency on the issue and said the Epstein files were on her desk, dodged direct questioning on it during a Senate hearing this week. If you drive a car, there's a good chance you've experienced aggressive driving, and you may have been a culprit yourself, according to a new study from AAA.
Yeah, it is a staggering number when you first see it on paper. The AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety study found that about 96% of drivers admitted to engaging in aggressive driving behaviors.
Nick Chabaria of AAA Missouri tells KMOX that ranges from cutting other vehicles off to honking to yelling at other drivers, even intentionally bumping another car. More theme nights than ever before. That's one thing the St. Louis Blues season has, which kicks off tonight at Enterprise Center. Megan Little with the Blues says they are also welcoming in Crumble cookies.
They're going to have 4 different cookies at their stand every game, including one that is exclusive to Blues games, so you can only get it at Enterprise Center.
There's also a new gastropub with some elevated offerings. The home opening Blues rally starts at Union Station at 3:30. From the business desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. While many are focusing on the price of gold hitting a record high this week, Midwest Money owner Barry Faintich says to keep an eye on another precious metal, silver.
Silver seems like a better play because it's just reaching its high that it hit in 1980, around $50 an ounce, where gold in 1980 hit a high of $850, and now you're looking at $4,050.
Plenty of sunshine this afternoon, high 74, mainly clear tonight, those ranging from 42 in the chilliest suburbs to 51 downtown at the Arch. Times of sun and clouds tomorrow, there may be an afternoon shower, high 75. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Sunny and 63 degrees right now in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
Looks like autumn has arrived, and all fall long, a Metro Transit Day Pass is still just $5, which makes you just one click away from your one-day mental health fall getaway. Plan your trip at metrostlouis.org.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
Chris Frangi, Amy Mark Scores with you, and we should be talking soon to the only authorized biographer of Ray Bradbury, Sam Weller. He's the author of the Bradbury Chronicles. And Ranj, we've talked a lot about what we're seeing around the world today, not just with technology, but also with politics. And there are a lot of dystopian analogies. People are quoting 1984 left and right, but also Fahrenheit 451, long been one of my favorite books. It was one of the books that I would teach when I taught literature and writing back in the day. And it's insane that these books that were written decades ago envisioned technology that we have now with startling accuracy. In Fahrenheit 451, people walk around with earbuds in all the time. so that they aren't interacting with each other. If they start to think too much, so they don't want to feel anything. Also in Fahrenheit 451, there are screens that line the walls of a room. So maybe 3 of the 4 walls are a screen, and you watch other people's lives, just living their lives, fighting, eating, aka reality shows. It's insane. The vision that authors like Ray Bradbury had. And joining us now is his biographer, Sam Weller, as I mentioned, the author of the Bradbury Chronicles. He will be at a speaking event at Spencer Road, a branch of the St. Charles City County Library, Saturday, October 11th. The secret story behind Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. Sam, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Good to talk with you again.
Amy, it's great to hear your voice and speak with you again. And hello, Chris, if you're there. Thank you guys so much for having me.
I'm only allowed to be here Sort of. I'm allowed to speak when spoken to.
Hey,
That's it.
Sam, I want to get into this event that you have at the Spencer Road branch of the St.
Yeah.
Charles City County Library. But first, to set the table, you spent an enormous amount of time with Ray Bradbury. Can you kind of let people know, like, how did you find yourself in that position where you're just hanging out with Ray?
Gosh, that's such a great question. You know, it's like, I look at it now. He passed away June 5th, 2012. And the longer I get away from him being on this earth, the longer I go, the more surreal the whole experience becomes. I mean, I've kind of calculated it. I spent over 1,000 hours with the man over 12 years. We went to the White House together, into the Oval Office. We had dinner one night with Steven Spielberg. I mean, just surreal, weird, mind-blowing experience after experience after experience. And you couple that with the fact that, like a lot of young readers, you know, I went from reading the Little House on the Prairie books and the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew right into Ray Bradbury. And he was my favorite author as a teenager. But even more bizarre, and Ray loved this story, when my mother was pregnant with me and I was 8 months in utero, my dad would read books to her aloud. And one of those books was The Illustrated Man, this dystopian short story collection surrounding the motif of a carnival freak whose body is covered in tattoos. And each tattoo is one of the stories in the book. It's such a weird book to read to a pregnant woman. But for whatever reason, here I am all these years later, his authorized biographer. I did 4 books with him, a graphic novel with him, won 2 Bram Stoker Awards, an Audie Award. And I continue to write about him. I'm working on a new book of essays about his life and work. So it's something that'll be with me for the rest of my life. It's incredible.
As Amy mentioned, there are people now, and I don't know if she said it on the air or if we were talking about this off the air before the segment started, that there are people who feel like what is happening now in this country and around the world is a little dystopian, and that there could be parallels. And some people might listen to that or hear that and think, okay, that's a little hyperbolic. It's really not that bad. But as you look at Bradbury's works, how much of what is happening now is parallel to what he was writing about?
Oh, I mean, from my own sort of critical scholarly vantage point, I think we're living through an unprecedented reprisal of the narrative depicted in Fahrenheit 451. Since the book was published in 1953, every generation has found connections to the book, be it McCarthy era America and the communist witch hunt, right? Or the House Un-American Activities Committee looking into communist sympathizers, the Vietnam era and the Civil Rights Movement, and people standing up and proclaiming their right to free speech in the 60s and their right to protest, found connections to the novel. Every generation has found connections. As the internet came into play in the 90s and in early 2000s, people saw immense parallels to the proliferation of mass media and technology in society, which of course has gone a million miles an hour light speed to where we are today in 2025, with what I would say the most salient, pronounced connection to the novel we've ever experienced. I mean, between our societal addiction, frankly, to our telephones, our tablets, social media, to the fact that we're witnessing an unprecedented rise in contested books, both in public libraries and in schools, school systems. 2023 broke the record for the most contested books in America, with roughly around 2,400 books being contested. Basically, people wanting these books to be censored. Jimmy Kimmel, and the fracas over the censorship of comedians. satire and comedy is supposed to be protected by our First Amendment, but yet it's tricky when we have private entities such as the Disney Corporation who have the right to silence their employees. The First Amendment doesn't extend, of course, to your workplace. You can't walk around saying anything you want at work and not get fired. So we're living through a really complicated, really odd moment. And I don't think we've ever lived through a time where Fahrenheit 451 is more relevant than it is right now.
Yeah, it's so crazy. We've, in various capacities used the phrase cancel culture. And for people who don't remember that 451 degrees Fahrenheit is the temperature at which paper burns. And Captain Beatty, who is, the fireman, it doesn't put out fires. He burns books. He's always talking about the quote, tyranny of the minority, like special interest groups. And it talks about the dog lovers, the cat lovers, the doctors, lawyers, merchant chiefs, Mormons, Baptists. Everyone was getting offended. So they started taking pieces out of the books. And then they just started burning all the books because they said, hey, let's just burn all the books so that we don't have any conflict and we just want, quote unquote, happiness. That in and of itself is so prescient and creepy.
Wow, you are such a scholar of this book, Amy. It never ceases to amaze me.
I'm a fan of it. I love it.
Did you write a secret dissertation on Fahrenheit 451 somewhere?
No, I was saying though, but I used to tutor students, and this was one of the books I would tutor. So,
well, thank you for doing that.
She does a lot of tutoring.
A lot of tutoring.
Yeah. We can censor that part.
No. Free market will decide.
But
the free market will decide it.
You have to see the censorship, the lack of conflict. Don't have an upsetting idea. We don't want to upset anyone.
Yeah, I mean that's really the premise of the book. So there's a fireman. The protagonist his name is Guy Montag, and he is charged with going house to house to burn books. Remember, Bradbury wrote this just 8 years after the demise and fall of Nazi Germany and Adolf Hitler. And so it partially was a response to that because there were book burnings in Europe led by Nazis. And Bradbury had seen that in newsreel footage. It also was a response. He wrote it at the time of the McCarthy hearings. I mean, when I wrote my book, I discovered that there was an FBI file that had never been declassified on Ray Bradbury himself. And I filed a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request, and declassified that document. The FBI spied on Ray Bradbury for writing this very book. Wow. But what you're getting at is really, if it's not one person being offended, it's another. If it's not one group being offended, it's another. So in order to sort of stop everybody from being offended, let's take away anything that might offend them. Let's make the world vanilla. Let's get everybody addicted to the opiate of technology and let them watch television, which in Bradbury's world is virtual reality, wall to wall, which is where we're really headed. He predicted things a lot technologically in this novel, but he also predicted, the fact that we would become this divided nation, that the only way to save us from our own division. Whoa, lights just went off. Are you there?
We're there. We can hear you.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Did we lose power?
No, we got you.
We got you.
All right. So, the only way to save us from this division is to take away the things that are upsetting us. Yeah. And that, they talk about books make people unhappy because they give us ideas. And to have ideas and curiosity makes you philosophize, right? And you think and you ponder, and pondering and thinking can upset you. And so that's why in the book, the society decides to take away literature from the masses. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on with the electricity while we're talking.
Yeah. But we can still hear you, so we're all good on this end. Just in case you can't figure out the lighting situation over there. And by the way, you can watch the show on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So if there is, if we continue down the path that we are on, or at least it seems like we are on, would you envision there's a way that we can get out of it?
Wow, what a deep question. And I'm not,
And it
certainly
just
no politician or cultural prognosticator with all the solutions. But you're asking a question is how do we back our way out of this dire cultural cul-de-sac we find ourselves in, right?
yeah, I mean, right.
Go ahead.
No,
Continue.
I mean, if you look at Bradbury's works and what comes next, I always wonder if we are just sort of predetermined to go that way, or if we're actually going to do something about it. And that's the thing I think is most concerning. So I know you don't have all the answers.
No, Chris, that's a profound and really appreciated question. And I'm sure it's something I'll discuss at the library. I'm giving 2 events this weekend. One, I'm leading a writing workshop using Bradbury's writing technique, and the evening presentation is about the novel. And I'm sure this will come up, and it's a profound question. And I'll cop out a little bit by tapping into the ghost of Ray Bradbury. I didn't spend 12 years with the man and not be able to channel him. And what would he say if he were sitting right next to me in a room where the lights automatically go off after a certain period of time? He would say that we'll be okay. He was he called himself an optimal behavioralist, meaning he acted on his optimism. He always told me there's no hope without action. You must act and have hope. If you're hoping for something, make it happen. And so if we want our society to turn the corner and come out of the divisiveness that we are currently experiencing, the online anger management that is much needed, and so many other maladies that are afflicting us, both as a society and as a globe, for that matter, he would say we'll be all right. That if you look at the history of humankind, censorship, oppression of our rights, free speech, these things come and go, and they ebb and flow, they rise and they fall and they rise again. And I think it's often a attributed to Churchill, but there's that old quote that those, and I'm poorly misquoting it, but those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it. And so by having a discussion like this with 2 of you who have an awesome radio show, and you can talk about anything you want, but you're giving time to an important discussion right now. How do we steer around this and make ourselves better? And the answer is in looking back and avoiding the fates that tripped us up in decades and centuries long ago, and trying to steer around those. And I think actually, and this might sound trite, the answer is probably in books. What an irony, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an ironic thing that Fahrenheit 451 is banned in and of itself for being a bad book, right? It's very ironic.
Yeah.
But then secondly, Bradbury would say, just open a book up. The authors reside inside those books. They live in there. Find the answers in the books. Knowledge, as they always have said when we were kids, because knowledge is power, right? It is. And so knowledge is what's going to steer us around this, not taking knowledge away. And knowledge makes us uncomfortable. And the point of Fahrenheit is being uncomfortable at some point is all right.
Yeah.
It's okay to be uncomfortable because it means you're alive and you're thinking.
Sam Weller, he is the biographer of Ray Bradbury. He's an author of the Bradbury Chronicles. You can see him on Saturday, October 11th at 7 p.m. at the Spencer Road branch of the St. Charles City County Library for his talk, The Secret Story Behind Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. Sam, thank you so much. Such a pleasure to talk to you.
And also in the afternoon at 2:00, there is you'll be talking about writing, how to jumpstart your writing is the name of the seminar that you'll be doing at 2:00 from 2 to 3, and you just need to register. It's free, right?
100% free. I'd let you know this is all sponsored by the St. Charles City County Friends of the Library. Can't thank them enough for fighting the good fight and inviting me. utilizing Bradbury's creative process, showing would-be writers who have ideas and want to get their ideas down on the page, have dreams of publishing their books. I'm going to show them how Ray Bradbury did it every single day of his writing career, and pass that bit of electricity from the great Ray Bradbury on to the patrons at the St. Charles City County Library on Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sam. We so appreciate. Have a great time at the library, and talk to you again soon.
Always great to talk to you, Amy. Chris, great to hear. Thanks for the awesome questions, and thanks so much for caring about this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sam.
He is Sam Weller. Again, see him on Saturday. That's Chris Ranji. I'm Amy Mark Scores. It is the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
From Cardinals Nation to Chiefs Kingdom, from the Zoo to Enterprise Center, St. Louis turns to the Gas House Gang for the biggest stories in sports.
The Gas House Gang on KMOX.
It's must-listen radio at noon, hosted by Tom Ackerman, Chris Ranji, Mike Claiborne, and Bernie Nicholas. 4 of the most informed and trusted voices in St. Louis sports. The Gas House Gang, weekdays at noon on 104.1 FM and 11:20 AM. KMOX.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM. Visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
October baseball is here, which means the MLB stage is bigger, the lights brighter, and your style, it's got to rise with it. From fresh jerseys and iconic caps to hoodies, jackets, and must-have accessories, every postseason fit tells a story, because October baseball isn't just play, it's what you live, it's what you wear, it's showing off and showing out. So this October, go big, go bold. Rep your squad's postseason moment at MLBshop.com. MLB trademarks used with permission.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Stronger than ever.
You know what we love to do on this show? Give stuff away.
Hey-o.
And we have tickets to give away. And you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to give away tickets for the wrestling.
The
wrestling.
partial elite wrestling?
No, Amy, it's the all elite wrestling.
That's
AEW.
That's even better.
The Wrestle Dream coming to Chaffetz Arena on the 18th of this month. So 9 days from now,
very exciting.
You can win a 4-pack of tickets for that if you're caller number
7
to the contest line at 314-627-9999. 955-1120. 955-1120. Caller 7. Good luck. Also, we'll give away tickets to see Hardy coming up. Hardy is next summer, and he'll be at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. And before the show's over, we'll give those tickets away, too.
You're welcome. Hey, Ronj, I also want to let people know about Krentz Financial. We were actually just talking to Justin Brown the other day. At Krentz Financial, they have been helping St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose, make a plan according to their goals so that they can live with confidence. And they've been doing that for over 6 decades.
They've got a variety of services for you at Krentz Financial. They know that, life can throw things at you, and it's good to be prepared, whatever that thing might be. Maybe you're selling a business. You got a business, you are selling it. Krentz is going to help you cut through all the complexity and try to help you with a clear financial strategy moving forward.
I was talking to some friends who, I don't know, you ever just feel kind of stale or like you're not moving forward or not doing enough with maybe your investments, your retirement planning. Maybe you feel like you just don't click, like you don't have a good relationship with your financial planner. Talk to Krentz Financial. I think that was one of my favorite things about them, how real they are. They get it. They understand it. They're going through, they've had kids, had parents they've had to take care of, deal with the medical system. It's real. It's just real life.
Yeah, there's a lot that people go through, as you mentioned, like maybe you've lost a loved one and gained an inheritance, or you're going through a divorce or some sort of life change, or maybe like a new job. You go to a new job, you got that 401k that's just hanging out there. You do not want to leave that behind. And at Krentz Financial, they'll be proactive in helping you figure out what to do.
KFGadvisors.com. KFGadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Krentz Financial Group is not a broker-dealer.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Some folks treat retirement planning like cleaning out the garage. They'll get to it someday. Well, someday comes fast. I'm Gary Goldberg, and for 37 years, I've been helping people get their financial house in order so retirement doesn't feel like a garage sale. At Financial and Tax Strategies, I help you retire younger, richer, and with less anxiety. Give me a call, 800-966-1690, or visit us at checkwithgary.com. Let's make someday today.
Investment advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial, Inc., an FFC registered investment advisor.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Well, the high today is 75. We're sitting at 66 right now. Pleasant with lots of sun. Tonight, clear and cool with a low of 47.
This report is sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are now open for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Enter now at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauley household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home, 2 gig upload, 2 gig download mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com. broadband.com.
Hey, Dave, it's Tamara, the flavor temptress, and your good friend from Clementine's Ice Cream. I just wanted to say congratulations on 25 years. Not only are you the sexiest man in daytime radio, but you're probably the only man with the best looking feet. Here's to the next 25. Cheers to you, my friend.
Have you been notified that your subsidy for Obamacare health insurance is going away? Well, you can leave now while you are still healthy and can qualify for much better individual plans. Greg Hammonds at greghammonds.com has been helping people get affordable health insurance with great coverage for over 35 years. Greg offers private health insurance plans that are not on the ACA marketplace. You can pick your doctors. For most claims, you won't even pay a deductible, and they're 30 to 60% lower cost than Obamacare. One more thing, there's no tax penalty at the end of the year. Greg even has plans that are guaranteed acceptance. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call Greg at 314-794-7784. That's 314-794-7784. Or go to greghammonds.com. That's greghammonds.com. He can custom design a plan by you, not the government.
Fridays mean football. From a zoo to the NFL, we've got your weekend covered.
R3, ready?
It's Friday football on KMOX.
Chris and Amy show. Congratulations to Don from Sappington. Won tickets for All Elite Wrestling October 18th. We still have another 4-pack of tickets to give away tomorrow. And we have tickets for Hardy to give away. That's for next year. But before this show is over today at 12, we'll give away those tickets to see Hardy. So we've got in studio with us the author of a new book. It's called Matt's St. Louis Food Story, Bars, Restaurants, Shops, and Other Purveyors. If you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, you can see the book. It is right here. And Matt Sorrell is with us here in studio. Matt, good to see you. How are you?
Oh, doing well. Thanks for having me.
So, Matt, I'm holding this book now, hardcover book. I love the design, the illustration on the front of it. But we'll start with you.
Sure.
You're a writer and mixologist.
Sure. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll work. Yeah.
So which one were you first?
Writer, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Started freelance writing around town about 20-something years ago, late 90s. Did a lot of stringer stuff for like Post-Dispatch, some of the local newspapers. And then, early 2000s, I was looking for some more freelance gigs. And somebody said, hey, there's this new magazine called Sauce. And I said, great, got in contact and kind of started the ball rolling as far as food writing.
And then how did the mixing come in?
Well, I love to eat, love restaurants, always been fascinated by them, but I cannot cook, not a cook at all, not a kitchen guy really. But so I had in the course of all my writing, I talked to a lot of bartenders and bar managers, and I'm like, that's actually something in the culinary world that I could actually do. And the worst that's going to happen is if you screw up a drink and it's 3 ingredients. It's like somebody's gonna drink it.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not ruining like this great roast or this nice piece of something. So so I just said I think I'll try it, and then it just kind of that started snowballing from there.
So this book is a nice tour of all the stuff that's happening in St. Louis. Why did you want to do this?
Well, I really just I love the industry. And I really want to celebrate the people involved in the industry. I mean, from the owners, servers, bartenders, et cetera, et cetera. And I really kind of also wanted to instill some curiosity in people because in St. Louis, I know me personally and a lot of my friends, we're very provincial. We stay within our little area. We stay within our favorite neighborhoods, and we don't get out as much as we should. So I really wanted to kind of like, give some ideas for people to get out and try something new.
Well, and obviously, with the restaurant scene, it can be transient for some establishments. Restaurants open, restaurants close. How did you decide which ones you were going to put in your book?
Well, I really wanted to do some old favorites, some old standbys, some fairly new places, and then also a lot of places that have been around for a while, but also have been sort of maybe under the radar for a lot of people. And I didn't really have, that was one of the concerns when we were writing the book is like, am I going to do this? And then, by the time we publish, I'm going to have to like, oh crap, this guy closed this. We did not have that happen, thankfully. But you're absolutely right. It's like, it's a tough business and places open and close a lot.
Like the encyclopedia back when you had the big hardback encyclopedias, people would go door to door and give you the updates.
Yeah.
Like your addition to the book.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're right.
So this is, I'm looking at some of these places. I've been to a lot of them. Some of them I have not. As you're going through these and you are deciding which ones you're going to put into the book, is there one that you thought I have to put this one in. It's a staple. It's got to be there. Staple, though, maybe only people in the neighborhood know about it, and it doesn't have widespread appeal, but should.
Yeah, I think that there's a couple. So I really wanted to make sure that Crown Candy was in there,
of course,
because they have been like a staunch supporter of their neighborhood for years, and that neighborhood's had like a lot of hard times. So I really want them in there. Joya's Deli, of course, because you got to have hot salami. But then there's also a couple places. There's a place called Hendel's, which is in Florissant, and they've been around for a really long time. They were a grocery store before they were a restaurant. That the building's been there for, I think, the late 1800s, if I remember right. And but Florissant's one of those neighborhoods where it's like everybody knows about Hendel's. You get outside that little neighborhood, and it's like not as many people go there.
It's so funny that you say that. Okay, and I can show because it's proof. I was flipping through, and I stopped on Hendel's because I thought I've never heard of Hendel's before, and the building was built in 1873.
Yeah.
So just by flipping through this book in like 2 seconds, found a restaurant, like you said, that has so much history behind it I'd never heard of.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've got a Chinese place on here called Wonton King on Olive. Now, I had a friend who told me about this place. And when I used to work out in the suburbs, I would drive back home and I would stop by this place sometimes and pick up Wonton King, and I would pick up some food to go home. And when I was in there, the owner was super nice.
Yeah, they're great people.
Super nice. And she said, "Oh yeah, Vladimir Tarasenko comes in here all the time." Like, oh, okay, this place is legit.
Right.
And it's funny because I had well, you think that if when the rich people go to a place, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
They're going to spend their money in the good spots.
I'd say that's a good benchmark. Yeah.
Yeah, but that place is great.
It really is. Best dim sum in town for me.
Awesome. Balkan Treat Box you got on here. We hear a lot about that place.
Yeah. Lauren and Edo Nalik own that, and it started out as a food truck. Gosh, maybe 10, 12, 13 years ago now, whatever. And they've been in Webster for a while now and brick and mortar, and just fantastic, stuff from the Balkan areas.
Now you also have some of the supermarkets here, and you have Jay's International Foods or Jay International Foods on Grand. And I have a friend who is just like an incredible cook, and she can cook all sorts of meals, whether it's like Indian, Thai food, Vietnamese food, and she's always trying new recipes, right? And isn't afraid to try new recipes. And I think she shops almost exclusively at Jay International
You can
Foods.
get pretty much everything you want. Yeah.
Yes, and things that you can only get there, like you couldn't maybe pick up at a regular grocery store.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about this. Tomorrow, it is Universal Music Day. And so a couple of these places would be great for that, and maybe not the kind of places you would think of. McGurk's is in my neighborhood. They've always got live music.
Best
in there.
Celtic music around. Yeah.
Yes. It's always happening. And the Hideaway, which I've actually spent a New Year's Eve at the Hideaway once.
It's a great place to spend the New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So how about some of those places people should know about?
Those two places actually are the two that I would probably single out off the top of my head first off, because McGurk's has live music constantly, and they do kind of, I don't know if they do exclusively Celtic. I know that's like kind of like their bread and butter.
It's a lot of what it is, yeah.
And then I also like the Hideaway is it's a piano bar, but it's not a piano bar. So it's not like you're dueling pianos. It's not like nobody's playing Piano Man, I don't think. I guess unless you tip them and you want them to. But they also have a really fantastic karaoke schedule that's a lot of fun. They have, this is music, but they have Meat Bingo once a month, which is like a lot of fun. You like folks come in,
bingo.
You play bingo, win meat. Yeah,
Meat
great.
Bingo. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really great place. And it's been a stalwart in that neighborhood for umpteen years too.
Now you've got some book signings coming up Friday, October 10th, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Royale Food and Spirits.
Actually, the time actually is going to be 5:30 to 7:30.
5:30 to 7:30.
Yeah,
okay.
I know the times got switched up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so Friday, October 10th, 5:30 at the Royale.
Yes, on Kings Highway.
On Kings Highway.
Yep.
And then you've got another one the following Friday, October 17th. Is that one still in the morning?
That is going to be at Pierce Creek.
Okay.
Is that the one?
Yes, at 10 a.m.
Sometime there. Yeah, I'm not that one. I'm about to forget off the top of my head. But yeah, we're definitely doing that. I think that's actually going to be later in the day because they're doing a ribbon cutting ceremony. And then we're also going to do one at Vom Foss in Maplewood, which is the 19th. I'm going to be doing one in Toxicology on Saturday the 18th, I think noon to 2. So yeah, we got a lot of signings coming up.
And if people go to, like, is there a good website where they can get all the updates?
Actually, my Facebook and or Instagram is going to be the best. So it's just Matt Sorrell _ STL for Instagram, and then just Matt Sorrell on Facebook.
So can we go through a couple of these other purveyors, because we're talking about the bars and the restaurants and the shops, and Amy brought up was it Hanlo you brought up, Amy?
I didn't bring up Hanlo.
You did not? Okay.
No.
Soulard Farmers Market, I think everybody knows about that. But the other purveyors is really it's interesting to me, because a lot of these, other than Damn Fine Hand Pies and Clementines, I've not heard of a lot of these places. So
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, tell us about some of these that you're really. I mean, Four Hands I've heard of, Four Hands Brewery, but these are some places that I think most people probably don't know about.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about Pierce Creek. So Pierce Creek Cattle Company, actually, it's a cattle farm, but then they also just opened up a brick and mortar, and that's what we're doing the ribbon cutting for next week. And they have their own grass-fed beef, but they also have a bakery. And they supply a few restaurants here and there too, but the brick and mortar is just kind of up and running this summer. And fabulous place to go. Butcher shop. It's great.
Well, and you mentioned ranch places that maybe you haven't heard of before, but also a great opportunity, skimming through your book, to try maybe cuisines that you haven't tried before, because St. Louis, like, per capita has an immigrant culture that rivals much bigger cities.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I always say, like, in so many ways, our food and drink scene rivals, anything above our weight class. I mean, I love Chicago, I love New York, I love all these places, but, pound for pound, like you said, per capita, we have so many immigrant communities. And the one thing I really want to do with this book is, like, help people explore that, because again, it's like, oh, it's different. It's not what I'm used to. So, and the funny thing for me is, like, especially working in the restaurant industry, is like, food is like the best way to explore. There's no risk to it unless you have an allergy or something. That you try something, you don't like it, but you tried it, and and just give it a shot. You're not skydiving, you're not bungee jumping, you're trying something new.
Do you envision that, we talked about updating the book because places open, places close. Do you envision that you will do more of these, or an updated version down the road?
Well, I guess that's, like, actually up to the publisher and, like, how the sales go. But I would love to. I would love to actually, what I'd like to do is maybe do an update of this one. And then also I explore a little bit, like, of Metro East, because there's great stuff out there. St. Charles, because we don't really go outside of the St. Louis County, St. Louis City, borders. But I'd like to maybe, find out some other nearby places that are,
I'm a Metro East guy. We can use a little love over there.
There's a lot. I mean, Edwardsville, Collinsville, there's, like, some great places over there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I need you to take care of my people, would you?
Oh, absolutely.
Thanks, Matt. Okay, wait. Mount Madison. There's a farmer's market that people are always talking about.
Is it Muscuda?
Maybe Muscuda. There's, and I wanted to say it was like Madison County. Would that be right?
Well, Madison County is right across the river. That's where, Granite City is, and Edwardsville. And all that.
All I know is that, like, people on multiple television, radio stations were saying, if you haven't been to this farmer's market, because obviously the Tower Grove farmer's market's amazing. People love the Tower Grove farmer's market. There's the Kirkwood farmer's market. Soulard. But if you haven't been to this one, and now I'm blanking, they said it's so good.
I believe it. I mean, like I said, it's funny, like, there's not, like, a big transfer of information between East Side and West Side. It's like, I've lived here my entire life, and there's still people tell me, like, oh, have you ever been to, this town and, across the river? I'm like, it's 10 minutes away. It's 20 minutes away. I don't even know what you're talking about. I've never heard of it.
Yeah. And I feel like I probably, because I grew up on the East Side, and I feel like I only know about a lot of the stuff on the St. Louis side of the river, because my grandmother lived over here, and we were here a lot. We came over here a lot. And my grandpa in Illinois liked to come to St. Louis City a lot. My grandma worked over here. And so I don't think that that's very common, because there's not a whole lot of crossover between the two
really
sides.
isn't.
And especially if you're from Missouri, you're really not going to Illinois for any reason.
Well, just because it's another state, I think it throws people off, because I'm like, I live in the Maplewood, Richmond Heights area, and what is it, 20 minutes across the river? But it's not a big deal. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal to go across there. There's a bridge and everything. It's like just drive over there.
Like just as close as Chesterfield, but you're like,
It is.
it's in Illinois.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God.
I have friends in my neighborhood in Soulard who go to Columbia all the time.
Mhm.
And every time they say they're going to Columbia, I'm like, oh my God, you're going all the way out there? It's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just,
Oh, you mean Illinois?
Columbia,
Yeah,
Illinois.
yeah.
Yeah. Not Columbia, Missouri, but Columbia, Illinois is really close.
Yeah.
And I've heard there are a lot of good restaurants and bars and
Mhm.
stuff that have opened up there because the place is growing.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you write your book, your Illinois book, by June, you can join us on Illinois Day, which is the 618 day.
Yeah, June 18th.
All right. Well, it might be a stretch, but we'll try. We'll try.
We'll get to work.
Yeah, dude, you have like 5 months.
Yeah, I know. I need to get cracking.
We'll get to
Really do.
Reedy Press. They'll be on it.
Yeah.
All right. Matt Sorrell, it's awesome to talk to you. The book looks really good.
Awesome.
And we appreciate you doing the work.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Thank
Appreciate
you for
it.
coming in. It's called Matt's St. Louis Food Story: Bars, Restaurants, Shops, and Other Purveyors. And it looks really good. It's great. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Matt Sorrell with us here. It's Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Red Kingdom is back at FanDuel Sports Network Live in Ballpark Village. See every game on the largest screen in town. Don't forget about the $25 buckets, $5 cocktails, and the best tailgate food around. Grab your friends along with KMOX and huddle up for the games at the best watch party in town. If you can't make it, but don't want to miss a down, listen to the Chiefs on KMOX or KMOX on the Odyssey app. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-207-4545. That's 800-207-4545. Once again, that's 800-207-4545.
Hey, it's Tom Ackerman. Underdog, the best place to get in on all the action during football season. Football season is in full swing, and that means Underdog is alive and well. You can select entries, and you can win money right now in Missouri. You just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats. Or maybe they aren't your favorite players, but you just think that they're going to go higher or lower on a certain number, whether it's touchdowns, receptions, rushing yards, receiving yards, etc. They have all kinds of entries. You get them right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. It's Underdog. Download the app and use promo code TOM. Sign up with promo code TOM to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code TOM. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Starship featuring Mickey Thomas. With John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. Shooting Star. Last chance to believe in yourself. In Missouri. Saturday, November 15th, the Family Arena. Reserve seats on sale now at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Sawyer Brown.
Some girls don't like boys like me. Oh, but some girls do.
And Lone Star.
Every little thing that you do. Maybe I'm
Live Saturday, March 14th, the Family Arena. Get tickets Friday at noon at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Don't miss Sawyer Brown and Lone Star together live.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
Who wants to go see Hardy at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater in June of 2026, June 5th? Guess what? We've got a pair of tickets for that we are going to give away right now for that. And you need to be caller number
6
to the contest line at 314-955-1120. That is 314-955-1120. Good luck. And don't worry. Well, I mean, maybe should a little, but don't worry, because if you don't win today, you still have one more opportunity tomorrow.
But most likely you will not win tomorrow.
Because it's so hard to win these things.
I mean, you can try, though. Don't let a low probability stop you from calling in.
You don't not go buy a lottery ticket because you're definitely not going to win that, right? No, you go and buy. So,
and you have a way higher chance
of winning the lottery
ticket. No, of winning the Hardy tickets.
So no, actually, you have a better chance of winning Powerball than you do winning tickets to see Hardy.
Because 1 billion people listen to the show, and most of them call in.
Right.
I mean, that's what's so amazing. People don't realize the reach. Not to poo-poo the youth.
What are you poo-pooing youth for?
Matt had a very interesting revelation the other day. He said that his buddy does not know how to send mail.
Yeah. You know, all these things you see maybe online, like Gen Z today doesn't know what a telephone is or whatever. It's like, okay, well, is that real or not? But I saw one of these happen in real life in front of my own eyes. My friend didn't know how to address an envelope and didn't know where to put the return address, the forwarding address, where the stamp would go. Just had no idea.
Really?
How old's your friend?
He is 23, 24.
I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm just going to murder him flat out. Has he never seen mail?
I don't know. I mean, you think he'd at least receive junk mail.
Yeah.
You know?
I know that you can pretty much get all of your bills can be electronically done, taken right out of your paycheck or out of your banking account. There are sometimes, though, you have to send something.
I will say junk mail might not be helpful because sometimes they just have the stamp. I mean, sometimes if it's just like a flyer, it doesn't even have an address, I don't think. It just goes to every house.
If I get one more piece of current resident mail, I'm going to lose it.
Also, I am getting the gas bill for the guy that lived in, I don't even think he lived in the house before this.
Yeah.
But it's his gas bill.
I'm getting so much mail from the last 5 people who've lived where I live now.
I know. That's really interesting. Now, when we were talking to Sam Weller earlier, who is the biographer for Ray Bradbury, and I mentioned that I taught a writing class. And in this writing class, and this particular class was primarily 8th graders. It was not the high school class yet. And this kid was writing some type of research essay that I had assigned. And he's standing in front of the class presenting what his topic is going to be. And he's like, yes, blah, blah, blah. And apparently there are these things called phone books. And they were books with everybody's personal phone numbers in it. And they just delivered them to every single house. And the class was like, what? That's so weird.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Which
what.
does sound
I think
weird
they are
now.
onto something. They are correct about that. It is very weird to know there was this book, and unless you explicitly told the phone company to keep my name out of the book, they're putting your name in the book.
And your address.
Like everybody's phone number and address is in
And
this
I know
thing. That's nuts.
It's different now because you can text, you can send photos, your phone is on your person all the time. So it's much more intimate, maybe violating than a landline would be. But it is. I can see how bizarre the concept was to all of these kids.
It is so counterintuitive to realize we have all this technology. You can find out all this information, but it used to be much easier to dox people.
Yes.
Because everybody had the same information and it was in a book for free that you got delivered to your house.
But even the idea of the yellow pages, people don't get the yellow pages anymore, which actually would still be helpful. Not going to lie. I know you can Google.
You know what? Sometimes I think it would.
It is. You got to call the businesses. And remember, companies would name themselves like ABC Plumbing or AAA Plumbing.
Because it'd be the first result.
Yes. And then some of them paid more to have the bigger block in the yellow pages, or you could have an ad.
How much that block cost?
I don't know.
Did you ever go place an ad in the paper?
No.
You ever went down to the newspaper office?
Did you?
I went No, but I went with somebody when I can't remember who it was. Somebody in my family placed an ad. Like it must have been one of those classified ads. You never did that? You never did a classified? You had something to sell?
No.
Oh.
Patrick Berry, our friend.
Our guy Patrick
He
Berry.
texted in and he said the post office at Millbrook Pharmacy, the woman who runs it, she said that she helps WashU students fill out the envelopes. And he's like, oh, you mean like maybe students who come from different countries? And she's like, no, they're from like New Jersey. She has to show them how to fill out an envelope.
I'm so angry.
That's crazy.
I am so angry. Who won our tickets, James? Did we have a winner? Somebody must have won.
Aaron from Glencoe.
Aaron from Glencoe.
Shout out the 458.
Congratulations, Aaron from Glencoe. Going to go see Hardy next
Glencoe.
summer. Put it in your calendar. You might forget you won those tickets.
I love
Tomorrow, we have more wrestling tickets to give away, more Hardy tickets to give away. We'll be back with you at 9 o'clock, and anything you missed is on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. Find the Chris and Amy show, and you can go back and listen. But we're back with you tomorrow at 9. Hancock and Kelly with us for the first hour of the show on 104.1 FM KMOX. The Gas House Gang next. Bernie Miklasz and Chris Ranji here on 104.1 FM.